El Paso, Texas, just a stone's throw away from the U.S.-Mexico border and the home of the UTEP Miners, who are hosting the Jack State Gamecocks. It's time for Conference USA football on ESPN+. Andy Morgan alongside the former UCLA Bruin, Ed Stansberry. Ed, certainly an interesting matchup that we have here today. You have Jack State coming into this game. They're playing for a conference championship, unbeaten in conference play. Meanwhile, you got the UTEP Miners. They're just fighting to try and keep their bowl hopes alive right now.
Yeah, Andy, this is November football where every snap matters. UTEP's back home with a sense of urgency, and it starts with quarterback Skylar Locklear. He's really settled into this offense. He's earned that locker room's trust with his toughness and leadership, and Scotty Walden believes he gives the Miners the best chance to win right now. If he can protect the ball and play with rhythm early, they can make this a four-quarter fight.
And of course, Skylar took over for Malachi Nelson exactly a month ago on the date against Liberty. It was Malachi Nelson who was the #1 recruit coming out of high school 3 years ago. He's now the backup at UTEP. As for Jack State, as I mentioned, they're unbeaten in conference play, rolling right now. Cam Cook, he gets all the headlines for this team, and rightfully so. But Ed, it's the big play ability on the outside from DeAndre Johnson that presents a real problem for the Miners.
Johnson is a 6'8", 220-pound problem with speed, Andy. He's that big play guy they love to dial up off of play action. 4 catches, 131 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week.
The leading rushers in the country coming into the week. And for more on the ground game attack for the Gamecocks, we say hello to the third member of our crew, Paige Wood.
Urgency, starting fast and executing early. Now, the quarterback Skylar Locklear has really sparked this offense with his physicality and leadership. But Jacksonville State brings a blitz-heavy physical front that loves to attack. And of course, I had to ask them about their running back. Head coach Charles Kelly told me everybody watches Cam Cook when he's got the ball. You should watch him when he doesn't. He's that complete player who does all of the little things right and manages to not make mistakes. So the key is to keep an eye on him and continue that confidence.
Paige, thank you very much. As UTEP will start out on offense, the Gamecocks winning the toss, electing to defer to the second half. And as we mentioned, Skylar Locklear leading this offense once again for the Miners. The third straight week that he has gotten the start after Malachi Nelson was benched after that Louisiana Tech game. And he starts out with 2 backs in the backfield. That is Ashton Emery as well as Hassan Wilson. In motion is Schutz. And the give will go to Emery, and Emery pushes ahead for a couple.
This is a great job by Scotty Walden, setting the tempo early with Emery, getting into that ground and pound, Andy.
Ashton Emery for the Miners has looked really, really good. A freshman out of Dallas, Texas. And once again, it's Emery. Make that actually on the give, keeping it with Skylar Locklear, and he's got a Miner first down.
That's one thing Scotty Walden loves about Skylar Locklear is his not just his ability to make plays with his arm, but using his legs, as you see here, getting upfield, protecting that ball. Nice game for the UTEP Miners.
And then now you got Schutz on the completion. Miners picking up 6 on that play, and it'll set up a 2nd and 4. So the Miners, 3 plays in, all positive plays, trying to stay ahead of the change. That's something we talked about with head coach Scotty Walden before this. They got to play ahead of the sticks, not get behind and down in distance. And this is Odom. Odom on the end around has nowhere to go. Game tackled by the Gamecocks, and he's going to lose 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, this is a great job by the Gamecocks, not letting Odom get outside and break containment, rallying to the football, making a big play for this defense.
Mentioned getting behind the sticks. This is exactly what Walden was talking about. 3rd and 9. This is an area the Miners have struggled with this season. 3rd and long opportunities. You got Locklear in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to the near side. In motion is Schutz. Look to set up the screen, instead ends up calling his own number, and he's got nowhere to go. That is a Mac Sanders coming up with the stop, a freshman out of Georgia with a big play there on defense.
Yeah, Mac Sanders, true freshman, getting in on the sack for Skylar Locklear. Coach Kelly has so much praise for his young linebacker, Max Sanders.
Yeah, what's really interesting, Max Sanders, actually, he's wearing, if you saw that on the back of his helmet, he's got the green dot. Of course, everyone on each side of the football is allowed one player to have the green dot, which means they got communications. So they have a lot of trust in the freshman linebacker and coming up with a big stop there. And Miners get a good roll on that punt. It's going to roll all the way inside the 15 down at the 11-yard line. And that is where Jack State will start out with the football for their first drive of the game. We mentioned Cam Cook. He does it all for this Gamecock offense. Over 1,000 yards rushing so far this season, 11 touchdowns. He has been tough to stop on offense.
5'11", 200 pounds. He is just a warrior. Coach Kelly says he's one of the best running backs in this country.
So they start out in the shotgun formation. You have the tight end, that's Baldwin, in motion. The quarterback, Caden Creel, who can also run it. And the give goes to Cook, and we expect to see that early and often in that game. Just a couple there as Dante Thompson in on the stop for the Miners.
Miners defensive coordinator Bobby Daly has been all over this defense, telling them about Cam Cook and rallying to the ball, gang tackling to stop him.
That's Baldwin once again in motion for the Gamecocks. Creel calling out the snap, and now he'll walk up to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he'll change the play with 15 seconds on the play clock. Cam Cook now lined up to the near side. And Creel this time is going to keep it himself, and forward momentum is going to take him across the 20-yard line, close to a first down, going to be about 2 yards short there.
Yeah, Caden Creel, a lot like Skylar Locklear, can use his legs. He's the ultimate competitor and a tough runner, as you saw right there.
Thought we saw some early movement, no call. The completion, trying to get the first down and able to do so is Caleb Coombs, and the Gamecocks will have a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, it's just a quick pick screen out to Coombs, trying to stretch this Miner defense.
It looked like we saw some early movement on the right side of this offensive line, but no call. And it ends up being a first down. Now you have a double move here and a wide open receiver. We talked about DeAndre Johnson being a big play threat, and he comes up with the big play here. And that, my friends, is a Jack State touchdown, 77 yards from Caden Creel to DeAndre Johnson.
The 6'8", 220-pound target strikes early for Jackson State. That was a nice little hitch and go, and a blown coverage for the UTEP secondary. He was wide open all alone for that easy 6.
You saw Caden Creel with the pump fake. It was a double move, and somehow, some way, at 6'8", DeAndre Johnson able to sneak out and get behind the defense, and probably about the easiest touchdown that he has had in his career. Went over 100 yards, first 100-yard receiver for the Gamecocks last week. Already 77 yards on that connection, and an early 7-0 lead for Jack State. longest play of the season for the Gamecocks, a 77-yard touchdown strike from Caden Creel to DeAndre Johnson, and there was no one within 20 yards of Johnson on the broken coverage there in the UTEP secondary, and the Gamecocks out to an early 7-0 lead. So the Miners going to have to try and get something going here offensively as the kickoff will go through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And the Miners have some work to do after the broken play on defense. Miners actually moved the ball decently their first possession, but then the negative play, the 3-yard loss on a 2nd and 6 to Kenny Odom, resulted in a 3rd and 9, and Miners just not built right now to play behind the sticks.
Yeah, let's see if Scotty Walden gets back to the high-tempo offense we're so used to seeing from this Miners offense. Fearless, fast, and physical. They want to control this tempo and keep this tempo high.
That is Ashton Emery motioning into the backfield. Miners, they run what looked like an identical play that we just saw from Jack State, and it works perfectly for the Miners too. That is a UTEP touchdown. Skylar Locklear to Wanda Mae Davis, 75 yards, and the equalizer for the Miners. Anything you can do, I can do better.
And you were right. That was a double move, Andy. Only UTEP was in a trips formation. Skylar Locklear did a great job of selling, pump faking, and then getting the ball up and down the sideline. And Wanda Mae Davis Jr., his 4th touchdown reception on the season.
Miners with their version of the swinging gate there, but they'll line up to kick the extra point with Carlos Arreola. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, it is good, and just like that, we are all tied at 7. Some big time action here at Sun Bowl Stadium as we got a tie ball game on what looked like identical plays from one to the next, from one offense to the next, and yeah, just on a different sideline there.
Yeah, you know, Andy, when we met with Scotty Walden yesterday, he told us that executing will bring the energy for the entire team. That is perfect execution from Skylar Locklear and Wanda Mae Davis. As we take a look at it, nice pump fake. I like how he gets this ball up and over right into the hands of Wanda Mae Davis down the sideline. Jackson State defender didn't have a chance.
No chance at all, and the Miners, one of their longest plays of the season too, is UTEP able to beat Travis Franklin Jr., who maybe just had his eyes a little too far in the backfield on the pump fake. And we are all tied at 7. Some big playability being shown here early, and of course UTEP coming off a game in which they really felt like they should have won that game against Kennesaw State. It ended up being a 13-point loss for the Miners, but certainly a game that they were in all the way up until the second half, and they've had a few of those games really gets by them, shall we say. Of course, the loss to ULM certainly comes to mind, a game against Liberty that they ended up losing in Skylar Locklear's first career, I shouldn't say first career, but first start of the season. And then, of course, last week against Kennesaw State, the Miners with only 2 wins on the year, coming in at 2-6. Their wins against UT Martin and Sam Houston. That win happening on October 15th, their most recent win.
I think what's impressive in speaking to both teams is they both wanted to have more explosive plays, and there you have it with 10:56 in the first quarter.
So let's see here what the Gamecocks dial up now. Caden Creel and DeAndre Johnson, the big play. And that give is actually going to go to Christian Lando. And Lando able to push forward for a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, you're going to see the Gamecocks bring in Lando to spell Cam Cook. They want to give him more looks. About 35 carries on the season so far.
And you got both of them in right now in the shotgun with Creel. We've also seen throughout the season Gavin Wimstad at quarterback. Much bigger frame as the give goes to Lando. Once again, Lando's going to be tackled just short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Gamecocks as Solo Barnes was in on the tackle for the Miners.
Yeah, look for this Miner defense, this linebacking core, Micah Davey, Jaden Wilson, and Dante Thompson. Look for them to really have an impact trying to slow down Cam Cook.
Right now, you got Cook lined up as a receiver in that trips bunch set to the top of your screen. Instead, it's going to be Creel. Nope, I believe that was that Creel or was that, it was Creel. Thought for a second might have saw Wimsat in there. Creel at 6 foot 200 pounds, Wimsat 6'3", 227, so a much bigger frame at quarterback is Wimsat. Both have played this season, but it has been Creel as of late who has really provided a spark, especially in the passing game, to DeAndre Johnson in last week's win against Middle Tennessee. 24-21 that win for the Gamecocks. Snap, give on the end around. This is Cook who runs over a UTEP defender and able to pick up positive yardage. That was Neil Campbell who we ran over.
Yeah, this is a great job on a jet sweep, getting his foot in the ground and being physical.
Oof.
That's one thing Coach Kelly has talked about, is being physical, playing physical as a team.
This is Lando on the carry on a 2nd and 4, picks up a couple. Going to be shy of the first down, and you have some extracurriculars here on the sideline. The UTEP bench is going absolutely crazy. They wanted a personal foul penalty on, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to see who that was. I think it was Brock Rechsteiner, who threw a UTEP defender down to the ground after the whistle was blown. No call. Scotty Walden's losing his mind on the UTEP sideline, but Miners are staring at a 3rd and 3, one of the best defensive units when facing 3rd down in the country. It's going to be Creel on the keep, and he's got open space, makes a couple man's miss, and he's got the first down and then some. Caden Creel calling his own number and a first down for the Gamecocks.
I really like the athleticism in Caden Creel right here. He put a stop on a dime with his jump cut to make that defender miss. Great job showing the athleticism at quarterback.
2 3rd down conversions for the Gamecocks on this drive. UTEP's defense ranks 3rd in all of college football, 1st in Conference USA in 3rd down stops. Here goes Creel, going to take a shot deep down the field, had a man open. That was Brock Rechsteiner, who just couldn't haul in the pass. And he's slow to get up. Yeah, and he's staying down. We got the Jack State's training staff coming out, and you see a great throw from Creel, maybe just a little bit too far, but obviously a catch I think that Rechsteiner would tell you that he's got to have.
Yeah, this is you know, just your deep post down the middle of the field. I would have liked to seen this ball a little higher to drop it in to the receiver, but that was a pretty big hit he took in the end zone.
Xavier Smith was in on that hit, and once again, Rechsteiner slow to get up as the training staff is out here. We're going to check on his status when we return. 7-7 our score in the first quarter.
So introduces Acceleride. Buy, sell, and trade your vehicle anytime, any place, all at your pace. Audi El Paso's Acceleride is the easy, safe, and secure way to buy, sell, and trade your vehicle without ever leaving your home. Acceleride is designed with transparency and convenience. Take the anxiety out of the process and let us deliver your vehicle to your door. Acceleride. Buy, sell, be happy. Shop online now at AudiElPaso.com.
Mountain Star Roofing is a proud sponsor of UTEP Athletics. Trusted as one of El Paso's leading roofing companies, we deliver top-tier solutions for commercial buildings. From TPO, EPDM, and metal roofing systems to leak detection, preventive maintenance, and emergency repairs, we've got your business covered. Call 915-881-4446. From rooftop to bleachers, Mountain Star Roofing supports UTEP athletics with pride.
In sports, every second counts. Just like in a crash, where lives change in an instant. And you need a team that moves at game speed to tackle insurance giants, to fight for maximum compensation. At Caesar Ornelas Injury Law, we're champions for injury victims on and off the field. We fight to win.
At UTEP, everyone has the opportunity for an incredible future. With 170 degree programs, unparalleled research opportunities, exceptional affordability, and abundant scholarships, UTEP students are ready to take on the world and achieve their dreams. Enroll today and pick your future at UTEP.
Brock Rechsteiner was able to get up and walk off under his own power. The 6'2", 225 fifth-year senior out of Woodstock, Georgia. See if we can get an update on his status. One of the wide receivers here for the Gamecocks on a play that could have been a touchdown for Jack State if it wasn't for the hit from Xavier Smith, who was able to break that up. And it sets up now a 2nd and 10 for the Gamecock offense.
Keep an eye out on this Jackson State offensive line. Coached very well with their technique.
The give goes to Lando, trying to break it outside, and he is met in the backfield by Jaden Wilson, who gets some help from Xavier Smith, and it's a tackle for loss for the Miner defense, and it'll set up 3rd and long now for Jack State.
Yeah, Jaden Wilson, the El Paso native, has stepped up into his role, played well with the injuries on defense this season.
This is Creel. You got markers down. Let's see if it's maybe a free play. Nope, they're going to blow it dead. Play is blown dead, which likely means you're going to have a false start here. That's exactly what you have. So now 3rd and 13 becomes 3rd and 18 for the Gamecock offense. Ball backed all the way up to midfield, and the play calling becomes a little bit trickier here. I would think you got to come away with nearly all of it to be able to put yourself in field goal range, and then at that point you might as well go for it. So we'll see what the Gamecocks try and dial up here on 3rd and long. Creel in the gun, has the snap, looking, surveying the field, and then takes a shot, gonna overthrow it. A one-handed grab. I don't know if that was made inbounds. You have one official saying out of bounds, one official now coming maybe to correct the other official. We're still having a conversation here on the sideline, and they're going to give him the interception. Intercepted on the play by Solo Barnes. Take a look at this grab. Look, Ma, one hand, 1 foot.
That is an incredible play by Solo Barnes, one-handed ball hawking. They were in their 3-high jungle defense, hard to throw against, and Barnes just there to make the explosive play on defense.
How about that? Solo Barnes able to get the 1 foot down, held on to the football throughout, go into the ground. Call is confirmed on the field as it is an interception. And so the Miners will take over the football at their own 28-yard line. Locklear, play action, trying to set up the screen, and the Gamecocks were all over it.
Yeah, that was a great job by the Gamecocks defense rallying to the football. UTEP on offense trying to be more creative with their formations and the different motions that you're going to see today.
This is an interesting formation here. You got 5 receivers all bunched to the near side of the field. This is Schutz, who goes in motion. Locklear is going to call his own number, and he'll push ahead for a gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd and 9 for the Miners.
One thing Coach Kelly talked about is how well this defense how good they have gotten being able to practice against a running back like Cam Cooks every day. It's helped make the entire team better.
So this is what is officially a 3rd and 9 for this UTEP offense. Locklear has the snap, fumbles the football. It's got to get on it. Looked like some miscommunication there with Odom on the play. Wasn't sure if he was trying to give it or not, but nonetheless, Locklear puts the ball on the ground, has to dive back on it, and it becomes a 3 and out for this Miner offense.
Yeah, that's the big 6'6", 270-pound defensive end, Garen Stansberry, making a play.
No relation?
No relation that I can think of. But heck of a play for him getting into the backfield.
So after a 77-yard touchdown play and a 75-yard touchdown play for both of these offenses, a little trouble on their second and third possessions of this football game. Once again, UTEP able to get the friendly roll on that punt, and the Gamecocks will start out with the football on the 35-yard line when we return. The Gamecocks, their highest yardage on a touchdown play, and then giving up one on the other end. We're tied at 7. Finished that thought as I was having trouble getting it out. So these 2 touchdowns that we've seen in this game, actually longest play of the season for Jacksonville State at 77 yards on that Caden Creel touchdown pass to DeAndre Johnson. And then the touchdown pass from Skylar Locklear to Wanda Mae Davis, 75 yards, is the longest play that Jacksonville State has given up this season as well. So 2 big plays here early in the first quarter. And it has been the 2 defense responding on the next couple of drives, coming up with stops of their own, an interception for the Miners, and a 3 and out forced by Jack State on the other end. How about that little trickery? It ends up being Cam Cook who gets the pitch and is going to get 10 yards and a first down for Jack State. Creative play there for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, it was an inside zone play, as you see here, riding his mesh and then optioning it off to Cook out on the perimeter, making a guy miss. That's one thing that Cam Cook does so very well, watching film on him, is making the first guy miss.
Creel gives it to Cook. Cook has got some space, cuts it back, and he's going to have 7 on the play. Good looking run there for Cam Cook. He'll set up 2nd and 3. Shaquan Bowser in on that stop for the Miners.
Cam Cook transferred in from TCU with Coach Kelly at the beginning of the season. 103 yards last game. Also a great receiver out of the backfield.
Once again, Cook really patient. That's another thing that you see with Cam Cook when he runs the football. Very patient, lets his blocks kind of set up, and once he goes, then he goes.
Yeah, that's one thing you love to see from running backs, is to have that vision and patience.
Got the screen pass is going to be completed there. Completion from Creel, and Gamecocks staying ahead of the sticks here. That was Gabe Glover on the completion. Give him 5 yards, so 2nd and 5 here for the Gamecocks. Mentioned that style of running from Cook, the patient running, something you see a lot at the next level. And he's certainly tracking that way. Cam Cook, 5'11" junior out of Round Rock, Texas, transfer out of TCU, has had an excellent season for the Gamecocks. Once again, the completion to Glover. Glover makes one man miss and then turns it upfield, gets about 4 more on the play, and it's going to be a 1st down, gain of 11 there to Gabe Glover, the freshman out of Alabama.
It's a great job by Caden Creel getting the ball out. They really are managing the type of passes, and his completion percentage is pretty high at 68%.
Creel has looked good so far. He's got time to throw here, steps up in the pocket, throws it across his body. He's got Glover. Glover says he has the reception. Miners are saying no, he doesn't. They're going to whistle this one, and it will be incomplete, so it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Gamecocks. Looking there for Gabe Glover. We've been calling his name quite a bit on this drive. Couple of receptions on 3 targets for the freshman. Motion man was Hamsley. Creel rolling to his right, looking, throwing, got a man, completion, out of bounds and a 1st down. That was Caleb Coombs on the completion. Give him 13 and a new set of downs for the Gamecocks.
This was a nice route by Caleb Coombs, a sprint out play, rolling to the sideline. This is about a 12-yard out towards the sideline, perfectly placed by Caden Creel for the completion.
Really impressed with Creel throwing the football. Aside from that interception, he just overthrew a little bit, and of course Solo Barnes made the one-handed catch on that for the interception. Play action here for Creel. Creel's got it to Coombs. Coombs up the sideline and out of bounds, just short of the 1st down at the 5-yard line. If it is 2nd down, and it is, it'll be 2nd and about a foot.
Pretty impressive by Creel, taking what the UTEP gives them, getting this ball into the hands of the receivers, letting them make a play as we set up for this next down.
Yeah, Cook in the backfield with Creel. Motion man, give goes to Cook. Cook pushing ahead and is going to be stopped by Jaden Wilson pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Cook able, though, to push forward, and it'll be a new set of downs for Jack State. 1st and goal now from the 2. And I'll give you two guesses. You might only need one to figure out where this next play is going. We'll see if head coach Charles Kelly is on the same page there. UTEP, though, that defense not on the same page, as you're going to get a timeout called here by Scotty Walden. We're going to stay with you on a 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. We're all tied at 7 with 1:14 to play in the 1st quarter. And the Gamecocks looking to take back control of this one.
Yeah, the Gamecocks have had to do some shuffling around at the offensive line with their center, Lucas Mrakowski, out. Cameron Griffin goes from left tackle to center, and Nate Smith steps up at the left tackle. Let's see if they anchor behind this offensive line to get some movement on this UTEP defense, who's been playing pretty well, Andy, considering the season that UTEP is having. This defensive front, this defensive box has played tremendously well.
Yeah, the defense has certainly been a strength for UTEP this season on what has really started as a disappointing season at 2 and 6. Can't blame the defense. They've done their part. Creel, the give goes to Cook. Cook trying to bounce it outside. He has the corner, and he is in for a Gamecock touchdown. Cam Cook is in. We do have a whistle, and a penalty marker is down, and it's going to go against the Gamecocks. There was wondering how Cook was able to gain the edge there, and that is why a holding penalty is going to back Jack State up another 10 yards.
Yeah, if you look at that right tackle.
Yes. Reggie Jackson, 77.
Reggie Jackson, when you get turned sideways like that, you have to let go, or that's going to be an easy call for the officials.
So now things get a little more interesting. You go from 1st and goal at the 12 to 1st and goal from the 12-yard line. Creel back to pass, going to try and throw it up for Glover, and overthrew him. Incomplete, and now 2nd and goal. Just the 4th incomplete pass of the football game for Creel. 6 of 10 for 118 yards, has a touchdown, and of course that interception on the last drive, trying to make good for that.
This is a great coverage by Neil Campbell at corner out there, just staying on the inside hip and squeezing the receiver to the sideline.
Yeah, it looked like Creel threw that ball upfield, while Glover looked like he was going more so for that back pylon. So 2nd and goal. Cook, the motion man. You got the give, now the pass to Cook, and it's going to be incomplete. That was actually, if I'm not mistaken, was that Gavin Wimsatt in there?
Well, that's something that we saw, that they will have packages with both Creel and Wimsatt in.
Yeah, it was Wimsatt. Wimsatt was lined up at quarterback, gave it to Creel, and then Creel had that ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. And now you have 3rd and goal from the 12. Creel, the only quarterback in at this moment. You got a bunch set to the far side of the field. One-on-one coverage for Glover on the other side. Trying to set up the screen. It's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It'll be incomplete. And the UTEP defense coming up with a huge stop, aided by the holding penalty on 1st and goal from the 2 on Reggie Jackson. It'll set up 4th down, and the kicking unit is on.
Yeah, that Orange Swarm defense for the UTEP Miners playing very well. Jack State trying to isolate DeAndre Johnson on the outside with the big 6'8" frame. Poorly executed there.
UTEP's having some trouble here on defense, getting the right personnel out there, and UTEP having to use their 2nd timeout of this drive. 56 seconds left in this opening quarter. Creel taking the Gamecocks right down the field, had what would have been Cam Cook's 12th rushing touchdown of the season erased on the scoreboard. And instead, you have Garrison Ripa lining up for what will be a 30-yard field goal attempt. Once again, you see these interesting formations when they set up to kick for it. Now they'll line up. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, and Ripa rips it through. And Jack State retakes the lead here with 53 seconds left in the 1st quarter, up 10-7. After what was really a good drive by the Jack State Gamecocks that started all the way back at the 35-yard line and just unable to come through on 1st and goal from the 2 due to that holding penalty.
It's a nice kick by Garrison Ripa. 32 yards is about his sweet spot, but he does have a 52-yard field goal this year for his season long.
Yeah, made that against the game against Sam Houston, a 2-point win for Jack State in that game. And that's something as you go down the list and look at the season that has been for the Gamecocks. especially as of late, winning some close games. A 2-point win against Sam Houston back on October 9th, and of course, you had last week beating Middle Tennessee by a field goal. Miners have Wanda Mae Davis back deep to return the kick. Isn't going to get an opportunity here as it goes through the back of the end zone. And the Miners will start out with the football from the 25-yard line. Really, aside from the big 75-yard touchdown pass to Davis, Miners haven't had much success on offense. Going 3 and out their last time out as Skylar Locklear and this UTEP offense back onto the field. Lining up with an empty set here.
Scotty Walden's message to the team this week was dominate the routine, make the routine play over and over again. Let's see if they can execute this drive.
This is Locklear lined up to throw. It's going to have to be scrambling right. Throws it, had Davis, and couldn't tell if that was maybe just a tick too far or if Davis dropped it. Let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, well, Skylar does a great job getting out of the pocket, but he doesn't get his shoulders around and not able to put that where it needs to be. Little off target by Skylar Locklear.
Ends up being actually Locklear's first incompletion of this football game. In motion is Wilson. He gets the carry on the end around, gets a block from Emery. Tough running from Hassan Wilson, nets him 2. And it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Miners. And these are the down and distances that UTEP has been trying to avoid. Certainly put yourself in a tough position on the incompletion on 1st down. Miners huddle up here, a rare huddle for UTEP in this up-tempo offense for head coach Scotty Walden, who calls the plays for the Miners. Play action, trying to set up the screen, and Locklear's just got to get rid of it. Was trying to set up the screen to Kenny Odom, and the Gamecocks had it sniffed out.
Yeah, there was just nowhere to go with this ball on that screen, and Skylar makes the right decision, just grounding the ball and not making a bad play worse.
Yeah, just live to see another down.
Great job by the Gamecocks defense stepping up.
So it'll be Botsford to punt it for the Miners. And he gets away a good one. Retreating is Glover. This is going to hit and roll inside the 5. And it'll be down at the 3.5-yard line. How about the punt there from Noah Botsford? He's been doing it all season. As it results in a 71-yard punt. And the Gamecocks will have it inside the 5. A 71-yard punt from Noah Botsford, going to put Jack State inside their own 5-yard line to start out the second quarter here from Sun Bowl Stadium. Gamecock offense has looked good. Of course, the big play to DeAndre Johnson, 77 yards for the touchdown. Creel has also been able to find Caleb Coombs 3 times, 3 catches, 25 yards, and Gabe Glover also 2 catches and 16 yards, both of those coming on the Gamecocks' last possession. He was the target for Creel as Cook gets the carry, going to push ahead for 2.
Of course, Cam Cook listed on the Doak Walker watch list. Coach Kelly will say it and say it and say it again. He believes he is a Heisman caliber running back, one of the best running backs in this country.
Averaging nearly 6 yards per carry coming into this game. Play action for Creel. Creel has the completion there. That is Rechsteiner back into the game. Of course, remember, went down on that deep shot in the end zone on the hit from Xavier Smith. Good to see Rechsteiner back out there. He's got the completion and a first down for the Gamecocks.
And again, impressive for Caden Creel. Nice little timing out, speed out there to Reichsteiner, perfectly executed, ball out quick for the quick gain.
Cook and Lando both in the backfield for the Gamecocks here. 1st and 10, play action once again for Creel. Creel with the pump fake ends up keeping it, dives past the 20-yard line, and a pickup of 7 on the play for Caden Creel.
Coach Kelly loves the ability for him to use his legs, the poise he has to pull the ball down and to get the positive yards, not take a negative play. The redshirt sophomore really showing his poise.
2nd and officially 4. Play action for Creel. Creel looking for the out route and a perfectly thrown ball and a big gainer there for the Gamecock offense. It's exactly what you want to see. That's a completion going to Franklin Barrett and coming up with a gain of 20 on the play.
Take a look at the touch that Caden Creel has to put on this ball to get it over the outside linebacker and into the hands. You said it, Andy, perfectly thrown ball. Caden Creel putting on a throwing clinic this afternoon.
Yeah. Barrett, 6'4", 200 pounds, some big receivers for the Gamecocks. Something that we noticed on this roster is Creel once again calling his own number, has it out to the 46-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. It'll set up now a 2nd and 5. So you got DeAndre Johnson. Of course, we talked about him at 6'8", 220. Franklin Barrett, 6'4", 200 pounds. Brock Rechsteiner, 6'2". Gabe Glover, 6'1". Some big guys on the outside for this Gamecock offense. And then, oh, by the way, you got to deal with Cam Cook inside the numbers. Creel once again play action, look out, hit right as he threw it, and that forced the incompletion. Was looking for Pearson Baldwin, had him open, but he was hit right as he threw the pass, and it results in an incomplete pass, and the pressure brought by UTEP pays off.
Yeah, this is an excellent job of getting a hit, getting into the backfield, and getting a hit on Creer. That Minor defense stepping up in a big way on that.
So now with 3rd and 5, I mentioned the UTEP defense, one of the best in the country at getting off the field on 3rd down. We'll see if they can come up with a stop here. Creel swings it out to Cook, and Cook is met immediately, and it'll set up a 4th down, and the Miners able to come away with the stop they need. That is Justin Content on the tackle for loss.
Justin Content reads the screen, gets into the backfield, big hit. That's the plays that Scotty Walden talks about, brings the energy up of the entire team. They need more of that this afternoon.
So now we'll get a punt here. And that's a little bit of a shank job there. That's going to land right at the 36-yard line and will bounce out of bounds, and that's where UTEP will get the football back. So the Miners able to flip field position here They'll get the ball for the first time here in the second quarter after a 25-yard punt.
Mountain Star Roofing is a proud sponsor of UTEP Athletics. Trusted as one of El Paso's leading roofing companies, we deliver top-tier solutions for commercial buildings. From TPO, EPDM, and metal roofing systems to leak detection, preventive maintenance, and emergency repairs, we've got your business covered. Call 915-881-4446. From rooftop to bleachers, Mountain Star Roofing supports UTEP Athletics with pride.
Audi El Paso introduces Acceleride. Buy, sell, and trade your vehicle anytime, any place, all at your pace. Audi El Paso's Acceleride is the easy, safe, and secure way to buy, sell, and trade your vehicle without ever leaving your home. Acceleride is designed with transparency and convenience. Take the anxiety out of the process and let us deliver your vehicle to your door. Acceleride. Buy, sell, be happy. Shop online now at AudiElPaso.com.
Every hit counts. But the hardest ones don't always happen on the field. When a car crash turns your life upside down. When an 18-wheeler changes everything in seconds. You need more than a lawyer. You need a team built to win. At Caesar Ornelas Injury Law, we fight for the injured. Car accidents, truck wrecks, life-changing injuries. We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients. No fee unless we win. When life hits hard, we hit harder. Call Caesar 915-800-0000.
The 2025 Conference USA Volleyball Championship is headed to Miami, November 21st through the 23rd, hosted by FIU.
Oh my goodness!
Jumping out of the gym.
She can't be stopped.
The top 8 teams in CUSA will battle it out for the conference crown and a spot in the NCAA tournament. Big plays, big energy, and a weekend full of volleyball in the 305. For full championship details, visit conferenceusa.com.
Welcome back to Sun Bowl Stadium on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in El Paso, Texas. They don't call it for the Sun City for nothing. 76 and plenty of sunshine here on a rare Saturday day game for the UTEP Miners. They trail Jack State 10-7 here in the second quarter. Miners getting the football for the first time in this second quarter. You have Ashton Emery in the backfield for the Miners, along with Skylar Locklear. Trying to get something going here for a UTEP offense outside of a 75-yard touchdown pass to Wandame Davis in the opening quarter. Has been relatively stagnant ever since. You have 2 receivers to the top of your screen. That is Davis and Odom. Marquez Taylor is going to get the carry off the motion and able to pick up a couple on the play.
That's a great job by the big nose tackle, number 92, Talon Carter, getting there and disrupting that play for the Gamecocks.
This is Schutz now in motion, the tight end for the UTEP offense. Now Emery lines up in the backfield along with Locklear. The give to Emery. Emery able to break one tackle across the 40-yard line, dives ahead to the 44-yard line, close to a first down. Is going to be about 2 yards short there, and you have an injured Gamecock on the field. Trying to look and see who that is. Looks like one of the defensive linemen up front. I can't quite see a number, but shaken up on the play. I think that is Curtis Perry, the big defensive tackle from Montgomery, Alabama, transfer from Virginia Tech, who is shaken up. Now is seated upright and is going to be helped off the field. That is indeed Curtis Perry, who's going to trot off the field under his own power, so that's good to see. But certainly going to miss him here on a 3rd down and 2. See what the Miner offense dials up here. This is the 3rd downs that Scotty Walden wants to see. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Much more manageable for this offense. Certainly a down and distance that Skylar Locklear can manage a little more efficiently. Campbell in motion. Emery the back. Now you have another shift by the Miners as they spread everyone out on defense. A three-man front for Jack State. Locklear back to pass. Here comes pressure. Locklear going to take a shot down the sideline to Odom. Odom trying to go up for it, and it was good coverage on the play. Nowhere to go on the outside, and it'll set up now a 4th down.
Yeah, that was a great job by the Gamecocks getting the pressure into Skylar Locklear. They bring the blitz from the outside. Locklear has to get the ball out of bounds. Receiver doesn't have a chance. Great job by the Gamecocks defense.
Yeah, that was Traquan Fagans on the coverage, and he had Odom locked up. Interesting play call on a 3rd and 2. So now you have a 4th and 2. Miners set up to go for it. It's Ashton Emery who is met right at the line of scrimmage. This one's going to be real close. That's why I thought it was an interesting play call on 3rd and 2 to take the deep shot, because you kind of take this play out of the playbook. And I think the Gamecocks might have come up with a stop here on defense. You got the offense pointing in the direction of a 1st down, and you have the Gamecocks pointing in the direction of a turnover on downs. This one is as close as it gets. We're going to have a measurement. The thing here is we haven't had a, I guess there you see the spot, so they are going to take time for the measurement here.
This is about as close as it gets.
I'm eyeballing it. I want to say that this is a 1st down by maybe the nose of the football. This is going to be close. So interesting to me here in 2025. This is how we measure for 1st downs. And actually, by half the football length, it is a 1st down for the Miners, so not as close as I thought it was. Fresh set of downs here for Skylar Locklear in this UTEP offense. That was close, a 4th and 2, and running it with Ashton Emery right into the heart and soul of that Gamecock defense, and ended up working out for head coach Scotty Walden in this Miner offense.
Yeah, Ashton Emery's been a physical runner for the Miners this entire season. 5'11", 203, still wearing the soft cast on his hand, but getting the job done, getting the 1st down.
Hassan Wilson, now you got some trickery. It's a flea flicker. Locklear's got to scramble out of the pocket. Now he's got room to run on that sideline and pushed out of bounds after a gain of 6. Certainly not the play that UTEP was trying to set up. They wanted to go downfield with it, but the Gamecocks had good pursuit on that play. We're not fooled.
Check out big number 99, Emmanuel Obadejo, 6'7", 295 with the wheels, forcing Locklear out of bounds. That's how you keep.
It was Malcolm Jones, the nickel man, who disrupted that play in the backfield. Wasn't able to come up with the, as that pass is going to be completed. I think he might have actually been trying to throw to Odom on that play, overthrew Odom, and Wandame Davis, right place, right time for a pickup of 21 and a Miner 1st down. Miners to the line of scrimmage quick. Give goes to Wilson. Wilson trying to bounce it outside, and he is met by a wall of defenders. Now the ball is out, but they're going to say he was down on the play, as the tackle there was made by Talon Carter. Let's go back to the catch here by Davis. See, I think he's going to Odom on that play, ends up overthrowing Odom, and Wandame Davis is just there in the right spot to come up with the reception.
Yeah, if he was going to Odom, he was off by a mile, but great time. You said it, Andy. Right place at the right time, getting that completion.
Well, especially because Odom was running completely free on that play while Davis was tied up in coverage. So now we got first down and 10 showing on the scoreboard, and a conversation happening here between our referee, a couple different officials. Not sure on that last play. Now we're moving the chains and moving the markers up. The penalty called on that play that we missed?
There was a flag on the play.
Missed that one. Ended up being a first down, though, for the Miners. Now they got the ball in the red zone at the 20. In around, it goes to Locklear. Locklear thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, and here we go with some room to run on the sideline. Running down the field is Caleb Nix. Caleb Nix needs one more block, gets the block, and is into the end zone for a pick six for the Jack State Gamecocks. What a turnaround, 92 yards. Caleb Nix the interception and goes the other way for 6. 6 for Nix.
We talked about explosive plays. Caleb Nix, a 92-yard pick six return. It doesn't get any better than that. Ill-advised throw by Skylar Locklear. And Nix is just there to take it and get upfield for the score. And
turn of events, UTEP driving in the red zone and just getting too cute maybe there in the red zone on the trick play. Locklear with, as Ed mentioned, the ill-advised throw, and Caleb Nix, who of course is the brother of Bo Nix, quarterback for the Denver Broncos, also a brother, Tez Johnson, playing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, making a name for himself here in El Paso, Texas. A 92-yard interception return for a touchdown. Gamecocks leading 17-7. Caleb Nix with his second interception of the season and goes the other way, 92 yards for the touchdown on a throw from Skylar Locklear that in that situation, especially with the Miners driving an opportunity to take the lead, that ends up being really a 14-point swing right there. Could have gone up 14-10. Instead, Miners find themselves now down 17-7.
I think what was most impressive on that pick six was the caravan that he had in tow all the way to the end zone.
Also some patient running from Nix, of course, comes from football family. Mentioned his brother Bo playing with the Denver Broncos, and Tez Johnson with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, also their dad. Certainly one of the most successful high school coaches in the state of Alabama. And a big play for the Gamecock defense. Now find themselves up by 10 points in this one. for the Gamecocks. That ends up being, check my notes here, the second longest interception return for a touchdown in school history. The longest of 98 yards came back in 1962. So the Miners right back out on offense. Will start all over again. This is Ashton Emery, who's got some room out across the 35-yard line, puts his head down and bullies his way up to the 37-yard line. Give him a gain of 12 on the play and a first down for the Miners.
Yeah, this is a great run by Emery, great vision, but it all starts up front with that UTEP Miner offensive line. Emery was in that second level immediately. Great execution, great run by the Miners.
You saw Emery at the end of that play lose his lid. He had to come out. And now the give, once again, going inside on the handoff to Elijah McCoy. And McCoy able to come up with a gain of 4.
Elijah McCoy, 5'9", 190 pounds, freshman out of Midland, Texas, getting some reps in the game.
So now you have a second and a long 5 for UTEP. McCoy remains in the game at running back. Torres in motion. And Skylar Locklear going to take a shot over across the middle of the field and too tall for his intended target. That was Kenny Odom he was looking for. And another dangerous throw from Locklear.
Yeah, Kenny Odom, there was a small window there, but this ball was just too high for Odom, especially with that safety coming across. You want to put that ball right on his chest, right on his face mask, so he can catch it and protect himself.
Yeah, I mentioned a dangerous throw. I think I'm even more so mean because Mark Woods he was in hunting mode. Locklear to throw, has the short, quick completion. Not much there. Maybe a gain of 3 on the play to Odom. And now, decision time for head coach Scotty Walden. And this UTEP offense facing another 4th down. This will be 4th and 1. And you got some substitutions here coming in for the Miners. They got how many pounds of offense out here, Ed?
I think it's over 3,000 pounds, the Miho package, Scotty Walden calls it.
Look at this.
3,000 pounds.
All right, here we go. 4th and 1. Skylar Locklear on the QB sneak. Their version of the tush push is going to be enough for a first down. 3,000 pounds out there on offense for the Miners, and it results in a first down. I got to say, as a quarterback, I don't know how much fun this package or this play looks. I'm not going to lie. Fun that it results, though, in a new set of downs for the Miners. They needed it. Once again, Elijah McCoy remains the back for the Miners. We haven't seen Emery since his helmet popped off. Got trips to the top of your screen. It ends up being a QB keeper for Locklear, out across midfield, out across the 40, and a gain of 12 and a first down for the Miners. Good-looking keeper there from Skylar Locklear.
Yeah, this is a great job of him. End man on the line, the scrimmage crashes down. Skylar pulls it and gets upfield north and south.
Locklear now to throw it, has a man downfield. That's Odom, and too much for Odom, and then a hit at the end of that play. Miners sideline once again wanting a flag, not going to get it. And Kenny Odom's going to have to come off the field.
Scotty Walden upset at the hit that Skylar took on that throw. He was hit immediately as the ball was released. Scotty hoping to get a penalty here.
Let's see, went pretty high there. Although for defenders these days, it's so hard. Can't go low on the quarterback, can't go high either. Locklear on a 2nd and 10, able to elude the rush, throwing on the run. Has a completion there right on the sideline on that UTEP bench, but it's only a gain of 1 on the play.
Take a look at Skylar Locklear here. Checks his first read, second read not there, extends the play with his legs before he gets it out to the sideline for the short gain. But Skylar showing what he can do with his legs to extend a play like that and bail himself out of a bad situation.
So now you have 3rd and long from the Miners in what very well could be 4-down territory for them. The Miners are going to have to spend their final timeout of this half at the 5:25 mark of the 2nd quarter. You're down 10 here, and a 3rd and 10 where I would imagine you don't have to get all 10 here, but you at least want to get 6 or 7, I would imagine. Give yourself a better opportunity for a 4th down conversion. We'll see what head coach Scotty Walden in this offense draws up when we return. 5:25 remaining in the half. Jack State with a 10-point lead.
Insider is the official podcast of Conference USA. Whether you're a diehard alum, a devoted CUSA fan, or a casual sports enthusiast, this podcast is designed with you in mind. We bring you exclusive interviews with athletes, coaches, and insiders, shedding light on the stories and happenings from around the league. Subscribe to CUSA Insider on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon Music, or watch the show on YouTube. CUSA Insider, the official podcast of Conference USA.
In sports, every second counts. Just like in a crash, where lives change in an instant. And you need a team that moves at game speed to tackle insurance giants, to fight for maximum compensation. At Caesar Ornelas Injury Law, we're champions for injury victims on and off the field. We fight to win.
Mountain Star Roofing is a proud sponsor of UTEP Athletics. Trusted as one of El Paso's leading roofing companies, we deliver top-tier solutions for commercial buildings. From TPO, EPDM, and metal roofing systems to leak detection, preventive maintenance, and emergency repairs, we've got your business covered. Call 915-881-4446. From rooftop to bleachers, Mountain Star Roofing supports UTEP Athletics with pride.
Audi El Paso introduces Acceleride. Buy, sell, and trade your vehicle anytime, any place, all at your pace. Audi El Paso's Acceleride is the easy, safe, and secure way to buy, sell, and trade your vehicle without ever leaving your home. Acceleride is designed with transparency and convenience. Take the anxiety out of the process and let us deliver your vehicle to your door. Acceleride. Buy, sell, be happy. Shop online now at Audi El Paso.
Big play here for the Miners, a 3rd and 10, and Coach Walden spending a timeout there, trying to make sure he dials up the right play here with the ball on the 40-yard line. And just UTEP has struggled when it comes to kicking field goals. Carlos Arreola on the season a long of 42. Certainly well outside of his range here. So I think you have 4-down territory for the Miners. McCoy, the motion man, Locklear going to get rid of it on the screen pass. Has it, and actually is going to be dropped. Was looking for Kenny Odom. Had some room to run, unable to execute that play. Caleb Nix once again in on the coverage and able to break that up. And now you have 4th and 10, and the Miners have to go for it.
Yeah, a lot of misdirection there on that play by the Miners, and you said it, great job by this defense. Caleb Nix, number 1 right there to blow the play up.
So now on 4th and 10, obviously you need all of it. Miners tried to set up the screen pass to try and chip away, but now face a 4th and long. Locklear has the snap, pressure coming. Locklear drifting back all the way to his 45-yard line, throws it up for Davis and drops it in the bucket. How about that throw from Locklear, who drifted about 15 yards back behind the line of scrimmage and dropped it in to Wandame Davis. Gain of 34 on the play, and a UTEP 1st down. It'll set up 1st and goal from the 6.
Yeah, this is a great job, an over route by Wandame Davis. Skylar Locklear gets rid of this ball when Davis is about to hash and catches it with no room to spare on the sideline. Great execution.
This is McCoy, who is absolutely blown up at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go as Max Sanders in on the tackle for the Gamecocks. The freshman with the big hit there on McCoy. And back into the game now comes Ashton Emery. You have Schutz, the tight end, Odom and Davis split out wide. Schutz the motion man. Locklear in the shotgun, has the snap, play action, pressured, now throwing to Schutz and overshot him.
Great coverage by Caleb Nix. They try to run a wheel route with Schutz into the end zone and just overthrown by Locklear.
So now you have 3rd and goal from the 5. Miners need points, but they sure would rather have the touchdown here than have to settle for a chip shot field goal. McCoy, make that Taylor in at running back for the Miners. Locklear has the snap, looking left, now looking right, going through his progression. Now he's flushed right, looking in the end zone, throwing to the back of the end zone with a marker down. Was looking for Schutz on the play. Was being guarded there by Tyron Taylor. And you're going to get pass interference, make that a hold, it looks like, in the end zone.
Yeah, I think that was a good call in the end zone by the sideline official. As Skyler is scrambling out, you see Schutz getting held.
Yeah. And the official there in the corner of the end zone all over it.
That was number 5, Tyron Taylor. Gonna get called on that every time with a handful of jersey.
Once again, the Miners sending in the big boys. That penalty, half the distance to the goal. It is an automatic first down, so now 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. I'll be interested to see what UTEP decides to run out of this from the 3. You do have Ashton Emery at running back. He gets the give. Ashton Emery stopped at the line of scrimmage. He'll go one way, tries to go the other, and is stopped pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Maybe picks up 1 on the play.
Head coach Charles Kelly upset about something all the way down to the 1-yard line, talking to the officials, not quite sure about what.
Sometimes when you get that many big guys out on the field, sometimes it ends up being the way that they line up in the formation. Too many guys on the line of scrimmage, not enough guys on the line of scrimmage. That could certainly be it. Once again, UTEP going with the same set. This is Locklear. Now you got a whistle before the snap, and I think a timeout, yes, a timeout called by the Gamecocks at the 3:30 mark. We will keep it here. Miners find themselves down 10 with a 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. The Miners need a touchdown in the worst way. You see Emery on that 1st and goal play looked like he just ran into his own man and then stopped by a host of defenders from the Gamecocks. If UTEP had over 3,000 pounds in on that formation, tell you what, the Gamecocks, they brought in a formation or a substitution package of their own with some big boys up front there too.
I'm sure they've prepared for that. UTEP has shown that heavy package a few times this season. So the Gamecocks, I'm sure.
You know UTEP at some point, right? At some point has to throw out of this.
Yeah.
I wonder if that time comes now. As of right now, from the 2-yard line, I mean, it seems a little far away to run the QB sneak, but I don't see Ashton Emery out there. Nope, he is out there. Wishbone formation. Give goes to big number 92, who is stopped in the backfield. Good looking tackle on the play and nowhere to go for the Miners.
I tell you what, give credit to that defensive front. Number 99, Emmanuel Obadejo. Number 92, Talon Carter. Number 93, Jawan Campbell. Anchors in there versus this heavy package.
It was Shane Peyton Hodges who had the tackle from his outside linebacker position, but you have a penalty marker down. And we're going to do 2nd down all over again. Now 2nd and goal from the 1. So now you're in play here for a QB keeper. The Miho package, 3,000 pounds worth of offense still in on the field. Locklear takes the snap, tries to sneak it forward. It'll depend on the spot. And it looks like Locklear is going to be short of the line to gain. We also have a penalty marker, I believe, on the field as that ball was blown dead, and it's going to go against the defense. So I don't know how you go half the distance on this one, but somehow, some way, we're going to line up that football on the doorstep of the goal line, and we will do 2nd and goal from about the 1-foot line. Here we go. Locklear under center, takes the snap, has this sneak, and he is into the end zone. Skylar Locklear on the QB keeper calls his own number, and the Miners cut the lead to 4.
The Miners needed a foot, and they got about 4 yards. That was the biggest push we saw out of that package. Great job by this offensive line getting the ball into the end zone.
From that distance, certainly hard to stop. See, UTEP's actually going to go for 2. This is Cade McConnell. He's got to throw it, puts it up. And a little bit of a head scratcher here, if you ask me, from the UTEP special teams unit, lined up in that swinging gate formation. And Cade McConnell had nowhere to go, but nonetheless, the Miners getting into the end zone with the help of, well, about 3,000 pounds of meat, pushing Skylar Locklear across the goal line to cut this lead to just 4, 3:09 remaining in the opening half. Two-point conversion, is that was that analytics? You know me, I don't understand the analytics in this game.
Well, I think one thing we've learned from Scotty Walden is you never know what he's going to do, and he has a plan and an idea, and he is not afraid to try it out there.
Maybe saw something as well on their first extra point attempt that they could expose, but they end up getting exposed on the 2-point try. So 17-13 our score, and a chance here for Caden Creel and the Gamecock offense to come back out on the field. Plenty of time. You have 2 timeouts. UTEP with no timeouts remaining in this first half. Kick is away, and it will once again go through the back of the end zone, and the Gamecocks will start out with the football from their own 25-yard line. For this Gamecock offense, they've been slowed down a little bit. Penalties have also cost the Gamecocks here in the first half, ever since that 77-yard touchdown strike to DeAndre Johnson. Remember, Cam Cook thought he had his 12th rushing touchdown of the season. A holding penalty from right tackle Reggie Jackson backed him up 10 yards, and the Gamecocks had to end up settling for a field goal. And then, of course, the 92-yard pick 6 for the Gamecocks by Caleb Nix. That's been the difference so far, as the give goes to Cook. Cook trying to find the corner and has it out across the 30. Here we go. Here goes Cam Cook out across midfield. Cuts it back now across the 40. Makes another man miss, and out of bounds at the 21-yard line. A huge play there from Cam Cook, who was running wild. Give him 54 yards on that one.
Yeah, this is an impressive run by Cam Cook, stretching the defensive wide, getting to the numbers and getting upfield north and south. Good job, good vision, making a guy miss.
Making guys miss downfield, that's what you like to see from your running back. And he probably picked up another 13 yards just by cutting that one back upfield and then back to the outside. Cam Cook showing why he's one of the nation's leading rushers. And you got a whistle now. This is a dead ball foul. Let's see, it's going to be delay of game on the Gamecocks. So You see that so often on a big offensive play. Tough to get everyone up to the line of scrimmage, next play out, and it results in a 5-yard penalty here for Jack State.
Yeah, unfortunate penalty by the Gamecocks. Let's see if they lean on Creel or go back to Cook to get some of that yardage back.
Creel back to pass, facing pressure, stands in the face of pressure, lets it rip to Johnson, and Johnson can't make a play on the football. Looked like it was Johnson looking for the football, maybe towards the outside. It was thrown back to the inside, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. Jack State on the move after the 54-yard run from Cam Cook. They got the lead 17-13 when we return. Welcome back to Sun Bowl Stadium, home of the UTEP Miners. A gorgeous Saturday afternoon of college football here on ESPN Plus. Ed Stansberry, Andy Morgan here with you, along with Paige Wood on our sidelines. Caden Creel and this Gamecock offense on the move. Creel already a season high in passing yards. Had 129 yards against Delaware. He has been on point with the football so far in this one. 9 of 17, 139 yards, including the 77-yard touchdown pass to DeAndre Johnson, who they went for there on that first down play. And now faced with 2nd and 15. Creel sets up the screen, got his man out across the 25-yard line. Here we go. Caleb Coombs on the play is close to a first down, going to be maybe a yard short. You're going to get a whistle. Is there a timeout on the field? Helmet popped off, that's why. So you got a Gamecock coming off, another one coming on here on 3rd and 1 now.
Watch for them to go back to the big receiver, DeAndre Johnson, here at the bottom of your screen.
Certainly a guy to keep track of at 6'8". Now you got another whistle. Have our referee talking to Creel. See what we got here. You have another, our line judge here is talking, make that the back judge is talking to head coach Scotty Walden on the Miners sideline. So we try and sort this out. And then you also have the back judge talking to head coach Charles Kelly on the Gamecock sideline. Unfortunately, we are not privy to those conversations, so we are just as much in the dark here as all of you are at home as to what could possibly be discussed there. As of right now, it looks to be a third and maybe about a couple feet here for Jack State, although here on the scoreboard at UTEP as well as on your screen, you're seeing 3rd and 5. But the down marker is right at the 15-yard line, a little bit inside the 15-yard line. The Gamecocks need to get to the 14 for a first down. Once again, you still have Coach Walden talking with our officials. And now you have a whole host of officials as well as the coaching staff for UTEP. I don't know if we had maybe a clock malfunction. Still talking with Coach Walden. Charles Kelly has now been left out of the conversation, so then he calls the back judge back over. And he's going to be having his own conversation. See a couple hand signals, 2, 3. We're not really sure. Nonetheless, maybe it was the game clocks. Now you got 1:42. It did read 1:40. If it was all of that for an extra 2 seconds, I'm not so sure. Maybe it's just best that we don't know. 3rd and once again, 3rd and a couple of feet here for the Gamecock offense. Creel is in the gun. Cook the running back. Miners showing pressure here. Creel's going to check out of the play. In the pistol with Cook behind him. Miners have 8 in the box. Fake the in around. Cook gets the carry, and he is stopped in the backfield by Micah Davey. What a play by Davey from his linebacker position. One of the leading tacklers in the country, coming up with a big stop there for the Miner defense.
That is great instincts by the linebacker Micah Davey, knifing in the field. Looked like my old teammate Robert Thomas, former first-round pick, making a play in that backfield. Micah Davey with a big-time tackle there.
Davey had 92 tackles coming into this game. That ranks 5th in the entire country, of course, leads Conference USA. And now you have 4th and 5. The Gamecocks are going to take the play clock all the way down to 1 before you get Coach Kelly taking the timeout. 4th and 5. We'll see if Jack State, when they come back out, if they end up going for it, or if they'll end up electing to kick what would be about a 36-yard field goal. We mentioned Ripa has a long of 52 on the season, so you're well within his range. Field goal would put you up a touchdown. Remember, on the back end of this, UTEP, they don't have any timeouts remaining with 42 seconds to go in the half. And Ripa is out there to line up for the field goal. Officially a 36-yarder here for Garrison Ripa. He's got Cade Baki to hold. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, and sneaks it in. That inside upright, and the 36-yard field goal is good for Garrison Ripa. So the Miners defense coming up with a huge stop on 3rd and 1. And the Gamecocks have to settle for 3 on that drive to put them up a touchdown. Micah Davey with that tackle for loss, so the loss of 4 from Cook. Davey in his career going into this one, 405 tackles, racked up a season-high 17 tackles last week in the loss to Kennesaw State. I mentioned, once again, ranks 5th in the FBS with 92 tackles. He's had 55 tackles over the course of the last 4 games. He has been everywhere for this UTEP defense.
Yeah, Mikey Davey, Scotty Walden talks about how smart he is. He's like a quarterback on that defense. And of course, Micah Davies' father, Rohan Davey, former LSU quarterback, one of my teammates in NFL Europe at Berlin Thunder. Rohan Davey, Micah's dad, was the backup to Tom Brady at the New England Patriots for a long time, but showing his smarts on the defensive side of the ball.
See if this kick ends up being returnable. It is not, as it lands about halfway through the end zone. And it'll be a touchback. UTEP will start out with it at their own 25-yard line. I know the instinct here is to try and be aggressive and get some points out of this one, but UTEP's got to be careful with no timeouts remaining, not to make a mistake that's going to result in points going back the other way. So I imagine maybe a first down call here, something safe, something rolling out, a screen pass perhaps. See if maybe you can get some cheap yardage that then puts you in position. Nope, UTEP actually going to line up in the what commonly referred to at the end of the game as the victory formation. Instead, this kneel down is going to take us to the end of the first half. Saw a couple of big plays to start the half. The 77-yard touchdown from Creel to Johnson, and then on the other end, Locklear to Davis, 75 yards on that strike. And then, of course, the 92-yard interception returned for a touchdown by Nix. Really put an exclamation point on this opening half, and the Miners able to get it back to a one-score game on the 1-yard quarterback sneak from Skylar Locklear, and that is how the first half will come to an end. Jack State's leading 20-13 after 30 minutes of play. We got halftime scores and highlights when we return here on ESPN+. Welcome back to Sun Bowl Stadium. Andy Morgan alongside Ed Stansberry here. Paige Wood on our sidelines. A 20-13 lead here for Jack State through the first 30 minutes of action. And Ed, I'll tell you what, Cam Cook has been every bit as advertised, running wild for this Gamecocks offense. Also the big play to DeAndre Johnson. Had a lot of big plays in that opening half.
Yeah, very impressive. Cam Cook is as good as advertised. He had that explosive run towards the end of the half, but I'm most impressive with Caden Krill at quarterback. Yeah. He's put on a passing clinic this first half and just really looks polished as a redshirt sophomore quarterback.
Has made one of those really key timing throws. He's made that throw early and often. As we take a look at some of the standings going into today's game, there you see at the top of the standings Kennesaw State and Jack State. I know we have a lot of Gamecock fans that are scoreboard watching and seeing what's going on in Las Cruces. Currently Kennesaw State is leading New Mexico State 17-0. That game is in the first quarter, and then you got Western Kentucky not far behind them with just one conference loss, sitting at 5-1. Missouri State also with one conference loss at 4-1. Some scores to tell you about. Florida Welcome back to Sun Bowl Stadium, where Jack State leads UTEP 20-13 at the half. This Jack State offense, they have been effective. 278 yards of total offense in the opening half. 77 of those coming right there from Creel to Johnson on the touchdown strike to get things started for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, really impressed with Caden Creel and his ability to find his targets downfield. And again, that big touchdown by DeAndre Johnson, the 6'8", 220-pound redshirt sophomore, getting into the end zone.
10 of 18, 153 yards, a touchdown, 1 interception in that opening half for Creel. And of course, it was the Gamecock defense that came up big. Caleb Nix going for 6 on the pick 6, 92 yards the other way on the interception on Skylar Locklear's throw back across his body, and then Cook got the Gamecocks into field goal position right before the end of the half, and the Gamecocks able to get 3 right at the gun. As for UTEP, the Miners able to strike 2 on a deep pass play. This was to Wanda Mae Davis on what looked like to be a very similar play call from Scotty Walden. That leveled the score at 7, and for the most part, Skylar Locklear, he's been a little ineffective throwing the football aside from the deep ball. 6 of 15, 139 yards, a touchdown and interception in the first half.
Yeah, I think Skylar Locklear has to clean up some of the decision-making he's doing, getting the ball downfield, and rely on his big playmakers to get the ball downfield.
Also would like to see UTEP run the ball a little bit more. Ashton Emery just 5 carries in the first half. He's averaging over 5 yards per carry. Wanda Mae Davis, of course, that reception there set up the touchdown run by Locklear. 3 catches, 128 yards, and a touchdown for Wanda Mae Davis in that first half. And that gets us to where we are at the halfway mark. We got 30 minutes of football. When we return, Jack State leading 20-13. Both teams have emerged from the locker room as we get ready for second half action here at Sun Bowl Stadium. Gamecocks leading the Miners 20-13 as we take a look at the tail of the tape. We mentioned Cook's ability to run the football. It has been real good for the Gamecocks once again here today. 125 rushing yards in that opening half, 278 total yards of offense. What's been most impressive for me, Ed, is Jack State 3 of 7 on third down conversions. That might not seem great, a little below 50%, but the way the Miners are able to come up with stops on third downs, time in and time out, actually led to a touchdown for Jack State in that first half.
Yeah, and I think that's something that head coach Charles Kelly really loves about his signal caller, Caden Creel, is his ability to use his arm, use his legs. He's making great decisions, and as a result, they got those 3 conversions in that first half. So very impressive by the young redshirt sophomore.
Quite the opposite for UTEP, 0 of 6 on third downs. When we return, we got kickoff. The Gamecocks will start out with the football, leading by 7.
Not drive. Sat in his car.
Welcome back to Sun Bowl Stadium, where the Jack State Gamecocks lead the UTEP Miners 20-13 at the half as we get set for the second half. Gamecocks will receive. They deferred in that on the coin toss, so they will get the ball to start out the second half, and really an opportunity for a 2-for-1 because they're able to get the field goal at the end of the half and now start out with the football in the second half. Once again, a beautiful day here in El Paso, Texas. Andy Morgan with you here, along with Ed Stansberry and Paige Wood. 76 degrees and sunny at kickoff. Little bit of a breeze blowing through the south end zone, which is why you got there a little bit of a short kickoff here, an opportunity for a return, and met right at the 15-yard line. How about the special teams play coming up big there for the Miners on that stop? You have Cody Lowe.
Yeah, that's a big energy boosting hit by your special teams. Cody Lowe getting his hit to start off this second half.
A rare return next. I think that's actually the first kickoff we've seen returned so far in this football game. I mentioned the wind picking up a little bit. It is blowing left to right. That is through the south end zone here at Sun Bowl Stadium as you got play action, and that's going to be incomplete. Was looking on the play there for Caleb Coombs, who had a couple of receptions, 4 receptions in the first half for 39 yards, been one of the favorite targets for Creel in the first half.
Yeah, it's just a little off the mark for Creel there. Let's see how he bounces back this second play. Empty formation.
3-man front here for UTEP. That's Cook in motion. Creel fakes it to Cook, trying to string it outside, and he's got nowhere to go. Big stop on the play for the Miners. It'll be a tackle for loss as Marcel Blocker.
This is a great job by Marcel Blocker, keeping his outside shoulder free, forcing Creel back inside for the tackle for loss. Great execution.
Third down, here goes Creel in this offense, and they're going to be just short of the line to gain. But you have a whistle, and it looks like a penalty marker is down. That completion went to the tight end, Pearson Baldwin. Let's check the marker that's here on the near side. Wow. And that is a backbreaker for the UTEP defense. Had him stopped on third down, and a face mask penalty is going to result in first down yardage for the Gamecocks.
Unfortunate penalty for the Miners, but instant progress for the Gamecocks. Look for Cam Cooks. Coach Kelly talks about him being the all-around running back. and has excellent hands out of the backfield receiving the ball.
Miners bring pressure. They swing it out to Cook. Got blockers in front of him. Met at the line of scrimmage and is brought down. Xavier Smith in on that tackle for UTEP, along with some help from his buddies. And it's going to be no gain on the play, 2nd and 10. It looked like Cook may have had a crease there, but Xavier Smith did a real good job of closing the gap.
Yeah, this Orange Swarm defense, you take away that penalty and they are playing and coming up with the stops.
So now 2nd and 10. Coombs the motion man. Cook gets the carry, stringing it outside and absolutely nowhere to go. I think that was Cody Lowe once again in on the stop for the Miners. Nowhere to go. Cody Lowe with a big play on special teams and then coming up big there on the defensive end of the football.
Cody Lowe is feeling it, sticking his head, coming downhill for the big physical tackle. Yes, Cody Lowe. 6'1", 225 redshirt junior out of Coleman, Florida.
3rd and 13. You got trips to the far side. That is Johnson in motion. Keep an eye on the big 6'8" receiver. Instead, it's Creel. Calls his own number. Got room to run. Going to be short of the line again. Had some room to run there on the near sideline. But able to come up and make the stop was Solo Barnes. Talking about 7 yards short of the 1st down marker, and the Gamecocks got to punt it. A little bit of a safe play call there from Jack State on a 3rd and 15, able to get half of it. And after the face mask penalty resulted in a 1st down, and now you got a fake punt. A fake punt in the up snap. It's the up man who gets the snap. I think Cook is going to be short of the line to gain. A gamble here from the Jack State special teams unit results in a turnover on downs. Cook had a long ways to go. And coming up with the stop is the UTEP defense. Tell you what, that was Lance Russell making the special teams tackle on Cook. I'm wondering if Cook is usually out there on that unit as the starting running back, and maybe that was a tell for this special teams unit.
Yeah, that would have been, that's a great heads up by that Miner punt defense for Cam Cook, getting the direct snap and making the play, getting the turnover on downs. Great job by the Miners.
So UTEP now gets great field position, ball in Jack State territory. Odom the motion man. He gets the swing pass from Locklear, makes one man miss out across the 40, fumbles the football, and fortunate that one goes out of bounds. It'll go out of bounds and it'll be marked down at the 41-yard line, officially a gain of 7 on the play. And that is why they tell you to keep the football on the outside arm. Emery, the motion man, play action, give goes to Odom on the end around, got nowhere to go. Whole host of defenders led by Traquan Fagans on that tackle. It's a loss of 2 on the play, make that a loss of 3, and now a 3rd down and 4 for the Miners.
This is a great job by the Gamecock defense with UTEP doing the different motions and the shift, playing sound defense and holding themselves accountable.
Locklear back to pass. Now going to be flushed right. Trying to get the completion there, does to Willis, but well short of the 1st down. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. And now it's 4th down, and you're in no man's land here. Too long to kick a field goal. Certainly 3 yards limits you what you can do on the offensive play call here, as the Miners are lined up to go for it. Big play here on the early going here of this 2nd half. Locklear has the snap. Here comes pressure from the Gamecocks. Dumps it off across the middle of the field to Schutz, and Schutz has enough, just enough for a 1st down for the Miners.
Yeah, the big tight end, Josh Schutz, 6'3", 210, has been a big contributor for this Miner offense, running the crossing route. Great job securing the ball, getting the first down.
Now you got Ashton Emery on the carry, patient running, nets 3. Mentioned Emery averaging over 5 yards per carry in that opening half, but only saw 5 carries in the first half. We'll see if they get him the ball a little bit more in this second half. Yeah, Josh Schutz has come alive for this UTEP offense after really wasn't a guy that was expected to be much of a contributor on offense coming into the season. You had a transfer out of Northern Colorado, Cheeks, who was supposed to be the starting tight end, injured in the preseason as Locklear calls his own number. He's got room to run across the 30-yard line, out across the 25, and finally pushed out of bounds on the near sideline at the 20-yard line. It's enough for a first down for the Miners.
I love the shiftiness of Skylar Locklear, weaving in and out of his blocks, following his blocks, getting upfield. That's why Scotty Walden loves him so much. 14-yard run by Skylar Locklear.
14 yards and a UTEP first down. Ball at the 20-yard line. Give goes to Emery. Emery is met in the backfield. First wave, not able to bring him down, able to push forward to the original line of scrimmage. That was Walker Osteen originally in on the hit for the Gamecocks before Emery was taken down. 2nd and 10. Miners, 2 backs in the backfield. You got Taylor as well as McCoy. Schutz also in the backfield. Now Locklear is going to spread out wide. Taylor calls his own number, pushes past the 20-yard line, a short gain for Marquez Taylor. Maybe 2 yards on the play, and now 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 for the Miners.
That's a great job by middle linebacker number 40, Walker Osteen, getting downhill fast for the big stop.
This ends up being a big 3rd down here for the Miners. 3rd and officially 9. McCoy is motioning into the backfield with Locklear. Has a snap. Gamecocks bring 4. Completion. And going to be right close to a first down. Hit right at the marker and then driven back. I don't think it's going to be enough here for a first down. And you're going to have decision time now for head coach Scotty Walden.
Yeah, it's a quick arrow route. Even with the forward progress, it looks like he is going to be short. Good job by Skylar Locklear getting that ball out quick.
That was Campbell on the reception. Raphael Campbell, the receiver, wears number 18, and now you got 4th and 1. UTEP already with 1 4th down conversion, trying to do it again here. Shoots the motion man. Snap. Give goes to Emery. Emery misses, makes 1 man miss, and leans forward to the 10-yard line. This is going to be close. This is going to depend on the marker. And it's going to be enough for a first down for the Miners. No measurement necessary. Ashton Emery looked like he was stopped originally in the backfield, was able to cut it to his right to the far side, and just able to get enough for the first down. So a new set of downs for UTEP, but it'll be a goal-to-go situation here. 1st and goal right at the 10-yard line. Emery in the backfield, the give. Nope, Locklear is going to keep it himself, gets a block from Schutz, and he scoots his way into the end zone for a UTEP touchdown. Skylar Locklear calling his own number, give him 10 yards for the touchdown. There is a penalty marker. Let's check the flag. Hold on, folks. This was a late flag that was thrown. It appears to be in the UTEP backfield. Miners are celebrating even after the fact, like this penalty is going to be called on the Gamecocks. We still have no indication from the officials, but the Miners offense is coming off the field. Kicking unit is coming on. Let's check with our referee. There you have it. Much to do about nothing. Skylar Locklear has the touchdown for the Miners.
If you want it, go take it. Skylar Locklear, great job, great read, pulling that ball, getting into the end zone for the 10-yard touchdown. Miners on the board.
Second rushing touchdown of the day for UTEP, and you know how I feel about analytics, Ed. I don't know if that's what it was, but of course the missed two-point conversion on UTEP's last touchdown. Otherwise, this would be a one-point lead for UTEP. Nonetheless, we are all level at 20 here at the Sun Bowl Stadium. 6:34 remaining in the third quarter.
At UTEP, everyone has the opportunity for an incredible future. With 170-degree programs, unparalleled research opportunities, exceptional affordability, and abundant scholarships, UTEP students are ready to take on the world and achieve their dreams. Enroll today and pick your future at UTEP.
Mountain Star Roofing is a proud sponsor of UTEP Athletics. As one of El Paso's top roofing companies, we specialize in protecting your home from the top down. From leak detection and prevention to preventive maintenance, our team handles it all. We offer expert service, maintenance, and repairs to keep your roof in peak condition. Call 915-881-4446. From rooftop to bleachers, Mountain Star Roofing stands with UTEP.
Every hit counts. But the hardest ones don't always happen on the field. When a car crash turns your life upside down. When an 18-wheeler changes everything in seconds. You need more than a lawyer. You need a team built to win. At Caesar Ornelas Injury Law, we fight for the injured. Car accidents, truck wrecks, life-changing injuries. We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients. No fee unless we win. When life hits hard, we hit harder. Call Caesar, 915-800-0000.
Audi El Paso introduces Acceleride. Buy, sell, and trade your vehicle anytime, any place, all at your pace. Audi El Paso's Acceleride is the easy, safe, and secure way to buy, sell, and trade your vehicle without ever leaving your home. Acceleride is designed with transparency and convenience. Take the anxiety out of the process and let us deliver your vehicle to your door. Acceleride. Buy, sell, be happy. Shop online now at Audi El Paso.
Big time drive for UTEP to even the score at 20. Skylar Locklear on the drive was 4 of 4. We talked about his ineffectiveness throwing the football in the first half, just 6 of 15 in the opening half. He went 4 of 4 on the opening drive of the second half. Also carried the ball, including the 10-yard touchdown run, calling his own number to even the score at 20. It was a huge drive for his confidence.
Yeah, and that's what Scotty Walden talked to us about. His leadership is sky high. He's lifting the entire unit. Well, when you're playing like that, everybody plays well, and touchdowns are the result. Great job by the Miner offense.
UTEP with a drive they absolutely had to have. As the kick, this is going to be once again returnable. Instead, it'll be a fair catch waived for and made that will result in the football at the 25-yard line of UTEP. As back out on offense comes the Jack State Gamecocks, who on their last possession lined up and went for a fake punt on 4th and 7, only got 6 on the 4th down and turned it over on downs, and it set up the Miners with great field position to tie the game at 20. Let's see how Creel in this offense responds. This is going to be a swing pass and some room to run. There is Rechsteiner. That was a really good throw by Creel to throw it way out in front of him, and Rechsteiner able to get forward momentum as he caught that football, and it results in 8 yards.
Yeah, I like the orbit motion into that lateral pass. The Gamecocks showing a little creativity in the passing game here.
Creel has the snap. Once again, play action. The completion going to Coombs. I think Coombs has enough for a first down. Check the spot. Yep, it is enough for a first down. for the Gamecock offense, who's on the move. Mentioned some of the moves at offensive line with some injuries that they have. They've held up pretty well so far against one of the conference's leading teams in quarterback sacks. This UTEP defense, they know how to get after the quarterback. Here's Creel, throws it middle of the field, and thanks to the hit there, able to knock it loose on the play. How about the play there from the UTEP defense? That was a first down.
That is a big hit by the Miner secondary. I believe that's
Lance Russell.
Lance Russell with the hit stick.
Had to go down our depth chart a little bit there to find Lance Russell. Fifth-year senior for the Miners as Cook has the carry, and he's got forward momentum out across the 45-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 11 and a first down. If you're Jack State, just keep going with Cam Cook. For Cook now, up over 93 yards rushing. Play action, Creel looking towards the sideline and throws it at the feet of his intended target. Was looking for Glover, and it's an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10. Of course, saw Cook rip off a 51-yarder in the first half, averaging over 8 yards per carry in this one. He's been effective on the ground. Let's see if they go back to him here on a 2nd and 10 as the Gamecocks approach midfield. They'll go play action again. Creel flush to his left, looking down the field, has nobody open. Now it's going to reverse field all the way to the right. You're going to have a penalty marker down. Creel will run out of bounds, and you're going to get a blindside block here on the offensive line. I think that is going to go against the tackle, Reggie Jackson.
Look at Caden Creel rolling out. Yeah. Blindside block.
Just a play that's not only in college football, you see it in the NFL as well. Just a play that sport is trying to get rid of.
You know, and that's really tough for an offensive lineman when your quarterback is scrambling, trying to bind time, trying to extend the play. You see a defender there and want to go block them, but unfortunately gets the penalty.
And it's a big penalty at that. It's a personal foul. It's 15 yards, and now 2nd and 25 as the Gamecocks has some work to do. A whistle here by our umpire. Now you're going to get a review here to see if there was targeting on Reggie Jackson, and this one certainly is going to be a judgment call. Depends what you saw on the replay. We'll take a look at that replay when we return here from Sun Bowl Stadium. Inside 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. We're all tied at 20. Welcome back to Sun Bowl Stadium as that previous play currently under review for a potential targeting penalty on Reggie Jackson, 6'5" redshirt sophomore out of Orlando, Florida. Let's get the call.
After review, number 77 made forcible contact to the head and neck area player. There's targeting on the play, and number 77 has been disqualified.
Wow. So even more than a 15-yard penalty. Reggie Jackson, you see him come off there, number 77, has just been ejected from this football game. Jackson will head to the locker room for an early shower, and with the, of course, absence of Lucas Marachkowski, short and really thin at offensive line. Now you have two starters out on that offensive line for Jack State. So 2nd and 25, Cook able to get the snap, and he's got nowhere to go. I take it back, I do see Lucas Marachkowski out there at center. He was questionable in this game and didn't see him start the game out there, but playing right now, and certainly a welcome sight for Jack State fans as they need him. Creel back to pass on a 3rd and 24. He's got all day to throw it, all day and all night, and coming across, trying to get it to Cook, and Cook can't handle it. Would have been well short of the first down marker, and just a disastrous possession there for the Gamecocks. You lose your starting right tackle, and now you got to punt it away to an offense in UTEP that showed an ability to move the football their last time out.
Yeah, a lot of momentum killers there on that last drive for the Gamecocks. Unlikely drop by Cam Cook there. UTEP Miners can capitalize here.
The return man is Eric Willis III is back deep, his heels at the 25-yard line. He will retreat and field this punt inside the 15, ends up losing the football, gains possession of the football, now trying to race to the sideline, has the corner, penalty marker is down. Willis makes another man miss and gets out to the 27-yard line. So a punt that he caught inside, or muffed, I should say, inside his own 15-yard line, picked up at the 3, able to get to the 27, but let's check the penalty marker, which is in the area. You actually have 2 penalty markers down, one near midfield, one near the 20-yard line. This spells trouble for UTEP. Nifty spin move there from Eric Willis III, 5'8", 160 pounds, but he can move.
It's interesting to see on those punt returns, and you see it every Saturday or any football game, the timing that it creates or disrupts by the muff, allowing for a big return. I've seen a lot of those taken back for a touchdown.
Block in the back, 88 of the receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down, UTEP.
So only one penalty was called. There was 2 penalty markers on the ground, so we'll see where that results in UTEP getting the football when we return. 4 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter. We're level at 20.
In sports, every second counts. Just like in a crash, where lives change in an instant. And you need a team that moves at game speed to tackle insurance giants, to fight for maximum compensation. At Caesar Ornelas Injury Law, we're champions for injury victims on and off the field. We fight to win.
Mountain Star Roofing is a proud sponsor of UTEP Athletics. Trusted as one of El Paso's leading roofing companies, we deliver top-tier solutions for commercial buildings. From TPO, EPDM, and metal roofing systems to leak detection, preventive maintenance, and emergency repairs, we've got your business covered. Call 915-881-4446. From rooftop to bleachers, Mountain Star Roofing supports UTEP Athletics with pride.
Audi El Paso introduces Acceleride. Buy, sell, and trade your vehicle anytime, any place, all at your pace. Audi El Paso's Acceleride is the easy, safe, and secure way to buy, sell, and trade your vehicle without ever leaving your home. Acceleride is designed with transparency and convenience. Take the anxiety out of the process and let us deliver your vehicle to your door. Acceleride. Buy, sell, be happy. Shop online now at Audi El Paso.
All level here at 28 from Sun Bowl Stadium, as the Miners offense will get the football back after the block in the back at their own 15-yard line after a pretty good return on what was originally a muffed punt from Eric Willis III. Miners didn't have to go very far their last time out, a 47-yard touchdown drive, capped off by a 10-yard touchdown run by Skylar Locklear, his second of the game. Miners with an opportunity here, if they can put some first downs together, take a lead in this football game, and that would be their first lead of the game. Once again, Locklear patient running out across the 20-yard line to the 22. Gives them 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, it's a great job by the right guard, Joseph Immediato, 6'4", 318. Skylar Locklear just hitching a ride following his block upfield.
Shoots the motion man. Give goes to McCoy, and no room for McCoy. He is met at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to set up 3rd, and we'll call it a long one for the Miners here, who are right back up to the line of scrimmage. They want to go fast here. Instead, they're actually going to bring in some substitutions here, bring in some extra big men up front on a 3rd and short.
I don't think it's the heavy package, but I did see Jake Utley, 6'6", 315.
Give goes to Emery. Emery, man, that second effort I think is what gets him the first down. Ashton Emery was met right at the line of scrimmage, perhaps even what could have been a tackle for loss, and it's the second effort right there that pushes him across the first down marker.
Yeah, that's, rule number 1 of a running back. Once you get contact, never stop your feet, and Ashton Emery executed that perfectly.
New set of downs for Skylar Locklear and this offense. Marquez Taylor motioning, fakes it to him. Locklear has all day in the pocket to throw it. Will finally settle for Taylor. Taylor can't handle it. He was bound to lose yardage on that play, even if he catches that football. Man, Skylar Locklear with some great protection there. I'd actually like to see him maybe even hold on to that a little bit longer as opposed to settle down, as you see Taylor looking right back into the sun that's setting on the west side here of Sun Bowl Stadium.
I thought that was a great job by Skylar, going to his first and second read, not forcing it, and coming back to his 3rd read down on the sideline.
2nd and 10. This time the give is to Taylor. Taylor has the corner. Gets across the 30-yard line, give him 6 on the play, and it'll set up a 3rd and 4.
Marcus Taylor showing his burst of speed, ran the 200 and 400 meter races in high school.
3rd and 4, Locklear back to pass. Here comes pressure, hit right as he threw the football, but he's got the completion out to Marcus, make that Schutz. Josh Schutz, the tight end, has a first down for the Miners. Man, Skylar Locklear hanging tough in the pocket as he was hit hard on that play. Gain of 13 and a first down.
Love the yards after catch by Josh Schutz on that mesh route. Really, really impressed with how they've integrated Josh Schutz into this offense for the Miners. Andy, you talked about it before. He steps into a starting role when the season gets started and being a major contributor for this Miner offense.
And certainly it's an offense too, as the Miners have a 2nd and 7 here. Ball at their 45-yard line, trying to get the play in right now. Has the play. Give to Emery is across midfield, and now you got a 3rd and 4. This is an offense that has seen some significant injuries. Of course, we're relying on Jaden Smith as a receiver, relying on Cam Thomas, who does a little bit of everything for UTEP. He went out after the first game of the season. Cheeks, the tight end, who they were planning on him being a starter, is also out. So a lot of injuries to this UTEP offense, a lot of injuries to the skill players. And Locklear making the most of his opportunity as well as the guys around him. As you got a penalty marker is going to result in a 1st down for the Miners. And that was what head coach Scotty Walden was telling us yesterday in our meeting with him, is a lot of guys have been kind of thrust into the starting lineup or into playing time that they didn't necessarily think were going to play a lot this year. Guys like Wandame Davis, guys like Eric Willis III, guys like Ashton Emery even. And they have made the most of their opportunities for the Miners despite the 2-6 record, as we will see the 3rd quarter come to an end here.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that Scotty Walden is only in his 2nd year building this program here at UTEP, and the depth that he's created, you know, it's unfortunate they had all the injuries, but the depth is there.
An opportunity to win a football game here today on Hall of Fame Day at Sun Bowl Stadium. 4th quarter coming up next. A lot at stake here at Sun Bowl Stadium for both of these programs. Jack State, we mentioned it at the top of the program. They're in the hunt to play for a Conference USA championship at the end of the regular season, currently unbeaten in conference play, but after this they get Kennesaw State, who is currently leading New Mexico State 24-7. They also finished the season with Western Kentucky, who's waiting in the wings with just one conference loss. So this is a big game for Jack State if they want to play for a conference championship. And then of course UTEP, they're 2-6. You talk to head coach Scotty Walden, he thinks the Miners can win out and get to a bowl game, and that starts here today with a win. And we start the fourth quarter all tied up at 20. Locklear calls his own number, met right at the line of scrimmage, absolutely nowhere to go. And once again, Max Sanders, in addition to some help from his buddies, Thaxton Gallagher also in on that tackle.
Yeah, Jack State needs to find something to do to take the momentum back in this game. That's how you get it started, with a big hit like that to start first down.
Emery, the back, fake to him. Locklear calls his own number, and tell you what, ended up being a really good tackle on the play there by Talon Carter. Because if Carter doesn't make that tackle, I think Locklear gets enough for a first down there.
Yeah, Talon Carter, very impressive, one of the captains of this defense. Holding true to his technique, taking care of his job.
Still a 3rd and manageable here for UTEP. 3rd and 6. And once again in that no man's land where this very well could be 2 down, or I should say 4 down territory. So you have 2 downs to get 6 yards here. Locklear back to pass, 3-man rush for the Gamecocks, all day to throw for Locklear. Has his man, that's Wandame Davis, who's going to be short of the yard. The line to gain about 2 yards short. So it's a gain of 4. As you saw that Gamecock defense, man, they just put the umbrella out, dropped everyone back on a 3rd and 6, excuse me.
Yeah, that was a too high safety look. Skylar Locklear not getting pressure back there, but going through his progressions, getting the completion.
You're gonna have a substitution here for UTEP, bringing in a lot of big boys. It says 4th and 2. This is a long 2 yards, so keep that in mind here on 4th down. And this is going to result in head coach Scotty Walden having to take a timeout. A big play coming up here for UTEP. All tied at 20, a 4th and 2 when we return.
Weekdays are a grind. Traffic, overflowing inbox, missed calls. Your weekdays deserve better. And this October, Conference USA is bringing better straight to your living room. Weekday CUSA is back. Conference USA is here to make your weekdays fun again. Enter a world of college football bliss. Treat yourself to touchdowns, turnovers, and the thrills that come with weekday CUSA football. CUSA is the star of the show weeknights all October long. Don't miss 1 second of the action.
Every hit counts. But the hardest ones don't always happen on the field. When a car crash turns your life upside down, when an 18-wheeler changes everything in seconds, you need more than a lawyer. You need a team built to win. At Caesar Ornelas Injury Law, we fight for the injured. Car accidents, truck wrecks, life-changing injuries. We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients. No fee unless we win. When life hits hard, we hit harder. Call Caesar, 915-800-0000.
Audi El Paso introduces Acceleride. Buy, sell, and trade your vehicle anytime, any place, all at your pace. Audi El Paso's Acceleride is the easy, safe, and secure way to buy, sell, and trade your vehicle without ever leaving your home. Acceleride is designed with transparency and convenience. Take the anxiety out of the process and let us deliver your vehicle to your door. Acceleride. Buy, sell, be happy. Shop online now at AudiElPaso.com.
Mountain Star Roofing is a proud sponsor of UTEP Athletics. Trusted as one of El Paso's leading roofing companies, we deliver top-tier solutions for commercial buildings. From TPO, EPDM, and metal roofing systems to leak detection, preventive maintenance, and emergency repairs, we've got your business covered. Call 915-881-4446. From rooftop to bleachers, Mountain Star Roofing supports UTEP Athletics with pride.
13:07 remaining in the ball game. UTEP and Jack State all tied at 20, and a big 4th down here for the UTEP offense. 4th and officially 2. Miners deciding against going with the heavy package and instead got a few more skilled guys out there. Looks like McCoy is out there, Campbell, Schutz, Odom. One guy I don't see is Ashton Emery, who's usually the short guy, short yardage running back. No, he is out there. Ashton Emery lined up to Locklear's left. That's Campbell in motion. Fake to him. Locklear is in trouble now, drifting back, somehow able to escape the first wave of pressure. Now just has to throw it away. And the Jack State defense gets the stop they were looking for on a big 4th down and 2. Right off the play fake there for Skylar Locklear. He was in trouble. Don't know if perhaps this was designed so you don't block that man.
I mean, just look at the pursuit of the Gamecock defense. That's Talon Carter, Oyabadejo, all in on corralling Skylar Locklear and forcing him to throw it out of bounds.
And it was Malcolm Jones originally who applied the pressure, was not able to bring down Locklear, but disrupted the play from the snap. Give there to Cooks. Give him 5 on the play. We'll set up a 2nd and 5. If you're Jack State, it has been a pretty stagnant second half. Have not been able to put up any points in that 3rd quarter. They need a drive here. Fakes it as Creel, and Creel has enough for a 1st down.
Coach Kelly talked about Cam Cook, how defense is just key on him, rightfully so, but that they'll use him as a decoy, as you see here, with Caden Creel pulling the ball, getting upfield.
Featured him at the top of the broadcast, had a big 77-yard touchdown reception. Keep an eye on DeAndre Johnson. Creel back to pass, looking in the direction of Johnson, and good coverage there on the play by the Miners, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, Katie Johnson, number 7, applying the pressure to Creel. Katie Johnson, 6'1", 275, the 5-year senior out of Houston, Texas, being active in the backfield.
2nd and 10. Ball is at the UTEP 49-yard line. Play action for Creel. Looking, pressured by Johnson, able to get away from pressure, now calls his own number, and is met by Micah Davey, but not after a pickup of 6.
I look at both quarterbacks, and I believe they are very similar in style of play and having the ability to extend plays using their legs, as Creel showed us there.
3rd and 4. And now you got a whistle. Was there movement? There was, in fact, movement on the offensive line.
False start. Offense, number 50, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And that was called on Miraj Krosky, the big 6'2", 295 freshman center who was questionable with an injury coming into this game. Early movement from him. Not often do you see a false start called there on the center. UTEP with a late substitution here. Just able to get off the field. So now a 3rd and 4 becomes a 3rd and 9 for the Gamecocks. Ball back at the 49-yard line. Miners rush 4. Here comes Wilson. Able to get the pass off was Creel. He's got the completion, it looks like, to Rechsteiner. It was Brock Rechsteiner on the completion. That is enough for a 1st down. Good looking throw there from Caden Creel. He needed it.
Yeah, this was a 10-yard timing route, 10-yard stop route, perfectly executed. Good throw by Creel.
Once again, play action for Creel, pressured by Davey, just gonna have to get rid of this one. Pressure was applied there for Micah Davey off the play action. I'll tell you this much, Ed, Jack State throwing the ball a lot more than I thought we'd see them in this football game, and Creel, for the most part, has been able to deliver.
Yeah, I think the footnote here is the penalties that the Gamecocks have had, but Creel has been effective in throwing the ball.
Also running it as he calls his own number out across the 30. He's got green grass in front of him, gonna go nearly to the goal line. You're gonna have a horse collar tackle on the Miners and Micah Davey as Caden Creel calls his own number, comes up with a 36-yard run all the way down to the UTEP 2. The penalty, I think, is gonna go against the Miners for that horse collar tackle, so that'll be half the distance. So I think you're gonna have a 1st and goal opportunity from the 1 for the Gamecocks, as we have all our officials here meeting on the far sideline to discuss this one. Caden Creel showing off the wheels there.
Explosive run by Caden Creel.
Long conversation for what I thought was a pretty obvious penalty.
There were 2 fouls on the play by the defense. Personal foul, hands to the face. Defense, number 9. That penalty is declined. Also, personal foul, horse collar. Defense, number 48. That penalty being forced half a distance to the goal. 1st down, Jack State.
So they take the horse collar penalty because the gain of 36 on the run by Creel counts. Plus you tack on the half the distance to the goal. So now 1st and goal from the 1. And the Gamecocks knocking on the door here. See if they can get Cam Cook that 12th rushing touchdown of the season. He's the up back. Creel in the shotgun. Has the snap. Give us to Cook. Cook is going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Jack State to retake the lead as Cam Cook goes in for his 12th rushing touchdown of the season. And oh, by the way, up and over 100 yards rushing on the game.
Embrace the grind, as Coach Kelly would say. Cam Cook, virtually untouched, up the middle for 6.
Cam Cook with his 12th rushing touchdown of the season and his 7th game now in 9 games that he has eclipsed the 100-yard mark. And of course it was Caden Creel who set this one all up, a 36-yard scamper setting up the 1-yard touchdown run by Cook.
Taking a look at the big play by Caden Creel in the horse collar that set up the touchdown by Cam Cook right up the middle for 6. That's the momentum that the Gamecocks were looking for in the second half, getting another 6 on the board.
Over 200 yards of rushing for the Gamecocks on the day. Cam Cook, 15 carries, 101 yards and a touchdown. And for Caden Creel, 12 carries, 94 yards, including that 36-yard scamper inside the 5 that set up Cook's 12th rushing touchdown of the season and helps the Gamecocks retake the lead here at the Sun Bowl with 10 minutes to play. 27-20 our score. And if you're UTEP, you got to find a way to respond. Skylar Locklear, who has done some damage himself on the ground. He's currently UTEP's leading rusher in this one with 60 yards on the ground, couple touchdowns. Other than that, Jack State has really bottled up this UTEP ground game. Ashton Emery, who was averaging over 5 yards per carry after the first half, has been completely shut down in this second half, now down to just a little over 3.5 yards per carry. He's the up back right now for UTEP. Motion man is Odom. Going to swing it out to Odom. I believe that was a backwards pass, which is why they're allowing this to continue. It ends up being a first down for Odom. There is a penalty marker down. I think you're going to get a hold on Willis. I think we also need to check whether or not was that behind the line of scrimmage or a forward pass. The replay, I think that was actually behind, so that was a live football.
Offense, number 19, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And actually, it's not, it ends up looking like a bad penalty against Willis. I think Willis was holding this guy just to make sure that Odom was able to pick up the football,
right.
And what ended up being a live ball.
Yeah, dangerous throw by Skylar, and an opportunity for them to try to get an explosive play going. Scotty Walden talked about generating explosive plays without sacrificing the rhythm of Skylar Locklear. Let's see what they have dialed up here, 2nd and long.
Play action, trying to set up the screen, nowhere to go with it. Was trying to get the ball, I think, to Davis there, and a little sidearm action there from Locklear. Pass is incomplete, so now 2nd and 20 for the Miners. Pretty creative throw there, although a little bit risky too. As once again, this Jack State defense all over it. Tyron Taylor in on the coverage. Completion there goes to Odom. Odom finds the soft spot in the defense and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of 10 on the play.
Yeah, just a simple curl. Big window for Skylar Locklear to find Odom in.
So now you have 3rd and 9. UTEP needs a big 3rd down conversion here. Inside 9 minutes to play. A 3rd and 9 for Locklear and the offense. Gamecocks showing pressure here. 5 on the play clock. They bring pressure. Here it comes. Locklear drifting back and a throw off his back foot, and he can't get it to Odom. Odom looking around for a penalty marker, doesn't find it, and the UTEP offense goes 3 and out. The Gamecock defense standing tall once again.
Great pressure by that defensive front of the Gamecocks. Skylar had the one-on-one coverage up top, just not enough time to deliver that.
So Noah Botsford, who had a punt of 71 yards earlier in this football game, they need another boomer for him. And this is a boomer. This is going to get, we got a penalty marker down. This bounces at the 15-yard line, and that is where the ball will be downed. Let's check the penalty marker. This might be on the Gamecocks, which would back them up inside their 10-yard line. Officially a 57-yard punt from Botsford. didn't get the roll he was looking for, but man, that was 57 yards in the air.
Two great punts from him today.
Waiting to check on the penalty here as you got a meeting with the officials on the UTEP sideline. They're asking Scotty Walden what he wants to do. Explaining his options. I wonder if this is an opportunity and a penalty that instead of being resulted in yardage after the kick, if maybe they have the option to re-kick it. I assume if you're Walden and you have the option to re-kick or decline the penalty, you're gonna decline the penalty and have the Gamecocks start out from their own 15-yard line, as that was an excellent punt from Noah Botsford. Still trying to figure this one out. We've had some lengthy conversations with our our crew here today.
Here we go.
Maybe. Referee checking back just to make sure he's got this one right.
Block in the back, receiving team, number 3. The penalty being forced half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. First down.
Man, I think I called that like right after the penalty marker was down, and somehow that took nearly 4 minutes to try and sort out. But nonetheless, a great pump from Botsford, and it results in a opportunity here for the UTEP defense with the Gamecocks pinned deep in their own territory. Football back. The problem, they're inside their own 5-yard line. I should say inside their own 10-yard line. With a 1st and 10, ball is spotted at the Jack State 8-yard line. 8.5 to go. Jack State looking to string together some first downs here and take some time off the clock. UTEP, they need a 3-and-out here. Give goes to Cook. Cook has got some running room. Is met by Micah Davey after a pickup of 4.
Little lead ISO to start off this drive. Kim Cook, defensive front for UTEP, playing that really good, executing fighting off of those blocks.
Inside 8 minutes to play. This is time in the game where you certainly like to have a guy like Cam Cook in your backfield who can really eat some clock with the way he likes to run the football. This is going to be Creel on the carry, and Creel forward momentum takes him across the 20. And that is a first down for the Gamecocks. Pick your poison. And actually, Creel now is up and over 100 yards rushing for the game. You key on Cook, and Creel can beat you on that read option. Seen it time and time again in this game. Andrew Paul also lined up with Cook in the backfield. Creel in the shotgun. Motion man is Baldwin. Creel has the snap. The give will go to Paul. Paul has some blockers out in front of him and comes up with a pickup of 8 before he's dragged down by Jaden Wilson on the play.
Yeah, little outside zone run play. Jaden Wilson making a play, but this is excellent blocking by the Gamecocks. Getting the positive yards.
Had Nate Smith pulling on that play along with Bubba Grayson, and it was a convoy for Andrew Paul. Didn't have to do much there to pick up 8 on the play. Second and a short 3 here as the give goes to Cook, and Cook has a steam, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, forward momentum all the way out to the 47-yard line. I don't know how Cam Cook was in the first place able to get what he was able to get on the initial contact, and then he leans forward and breaks a couple tackles. Give him 20 on the play.
Scotty Walden talked to us about how they had to gang tackle Cam Cooks, and arm tackles just weren't going to work. 20-yard gain from Cam Cooks, showing us how it's done.
It was the broken tackle. Solo Barnes trying one of those arm tackles. That's not going to work on Cook. And all of a sudden, 5.5 to play in this game. Cook, outside run, is met in the backfield by Davey. Good looking tackle for Davey, and now this is the opportunity UTEP has to take advantage of. You get the positive outcome there on first down, and as we are now inside 5.5 minutes, this is the time that they got to come up with a stop. Gamecocks approaching midfield. It's now or never for this UTEP defense. When they snap this football, we will be inside 5 minutes to play, so already 3.5 minutes burned on this drive alone as the give goes to Paul. Paul doesn't have a lot of room to work with. Jaden Wilson will push him back to the 45. No gain on the play for Andrew Paul, and now a 3rd and 10.
Great job by the Miner defense. We just said it, gang tackling Jaden Wilson, the 6'1", 218-pound junior from right here in El Paso, Austin High School.
3rd and 10. I would be surprised to see Jack State put this in the air. Up 7, the way their defense is playing, an opportunity to burn another 40, 50 seconds off the clock. They are going to throw it. Got the pump fake, trying to look for the deep man, and able to come up with the reception. It was close to the boundary, and it's incomplete. Brock Rechsteiner was the intended target and unable to get at least 1 foot down. Creel had him, and it's incomplete, and what's more is clock stops at 4:10, and UTEP is able to hang on to their 2nd timeout. So you take a look at the replay, clearly out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a post wheel concept. Greer had Rocksteiner, just got the ball there too late and out of bounds.
So Donaghy is out to punt it. High punt, short. Gonna land at the 25. It takes a UTEP bounce out to the 26-yard line. And that is where the UTEP offense will take over with under 4 minutes to play. So plenty of time here for Skylar Locklear and this offense. UTEP's hopes and dreams on the line. The offense has to have it now. And for this Jack State defense, they're going to be called on once again to come up with a stop. Under 4 minutes to go. Jack State with all 3 of their timeouts. UTEP with 2 timeouts. And a 1st and 10 from the 26. Motion man is Schutz. Locklear will give. Nope, he's going to keep it out around the outside and out of bounds. Close to the 30-yard line, a short pickup for Locklear.
Jack State mixing up the coverages. Skyler deciding to pull that and keep it around the outside. Let's see if they look to go out into their sprint out concepts.
2nd and 8. Schutz and Emery in the backfield. Play action for Locklear. He's going to have to step up here. Got room to run. Is going to run it out across the 35. Runs over a defender. Inside and out to the 41-yard line. I didn't know Skyler Locklear had game like that.
Skyler Locklear showing us his Cam Cook version of running after contact. Great job with his patience, lowering his shoulder, keeping his feet moving.
And here's Locklear taking a shot down the field, and he's got a man. It's Wandame Davis. Skyler Locklear showing off the arm, finding Wandame Davis, the freshman out of Ennis, Texas, and coming up with a huge 39-yard completion. And the Miners, just like that, are in the red zone. That was Locklear again calling his own number. Skyler busy those last 3 downs.
That was a beautifully thrown ball right in between the safety and the corner to Wandame Davis. Great throw.
How about the game for Wandame Davis? Locklear, once again, gonna throw it down the seam. He's got Willis for the touchdown. Skyler Locklear finds Eric Willis III, 19 yards on the touchdown strike, and the Miners are an extra point away from tying this game at 27.
That drive was all Skyler Locklear. Generate explosive plays. That's exactly what he did. Skyler Locklear. Man, that was impressive.
I am so impressed. He's made a couple throws that, as this is an important extra point. Let's make sure that goes through the uprights. It does. Again, we're all tied at 27 now. I have been so impressed. A couple errant throws by Locklear. The one, of course, ended up being a pick 6 that was really unfortunate to Nix that went the other way. Outside of that and a couple other throws, especially in this second half, Skyler Locklear has shown up to play.
Can really see the adjustments that were made at halftime, Andy. Skyler Locklear not just forcing the ball this second half, getting through his reads, going down to his third option or using his legs to get out of bounds, really orchestrating these drives and navigating this offense.
For Skyler Locklear, 75 yards rushing, couple of touchdowns, also has nearly 250 yards passing in this game and a couple of touchdowns. Levels the score at 27, and now turn the page over to Jack State's. What do you do? Tied at 27, you got 2:15 on the clock. They've shown the ability, they can move the football. Caden Krill's been effective both with his arm and his legs. He's going to be called upon here to win it for the Gamecocks. Kick goes deep out through the back of the end zone, and the Gamecocks will have 75 yards in front of them to try and win it. 3 timeouts. UTEP has 2 timeouts, so lots of time left for either side. We'll see what Caden Creel in this offense dials up here in the early going. Gamecocks trying to stay unbeaten in conference play before their matchup at home next week against Kennesaw State. They got their work cut out from here. Cook in motion, Creel flush to his left, will call his own number. Micah Davey in on that stop, but not before Creel dives forward for a gain of 3, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. Quite the action here at Sun Bowl Stadium, and we have a good finish for you on tap. All tied at 27 on the touchdown toss from Locklear to Willis. Some close finishes for this Jack State football game, or football team. In weeks past, of course, the 2-point win over Sam Houston, and then last week, situation similar to this one where Caden Creel was able to lead this Gamecocks team down the field, and Cam Cook the go-ahead touchdown with about 4.5 minutes to play in their 3-point win over Middle Tennessee. And Jack State doing enough to run out the clock when they got the football back their next possession. They need some yards here on 2nd and 10. Creel back to pass his pressure, and he's got a lot of space on the far sideline, across the 40, across the 50, out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Caden Creel, that is what he can do when he beats you with his legs. A pickup of 30 on the play. And the Gamecocks are in business here to secure a win.
The ultimate competitor, your quarterback out there using his legs, showing off the wheels. Caden Creel, big run for this Gamecock offense.
Miners brought pressure on the play and didn't account for the quarterback escaping the pocket. Creel does just that and picks up 30. Miners once again bringing pressure. Somehow Creel spins away from it and is going to have the opportunity to throw this football away. I don't know how he was able to not only feel that blindside pressure from Dante Thompson, but also was able to spin out of it. It's an incomplete pass, but could have been absolutely disastrous there.
Yeah,
eyes in the back of his head.
That's a great reverse out by him. And you know, these are things that quarterbacks work on in the offseason and during the season, but for him to execute that, that was perfectly done.
Having a conversation with the officials on whether or not maybe this is intentional grounding. I thought Creel was outside the pocket.
Holding, defense, number 2.
I take it back. That's not what we were discussing. Instead, it's a holding penalty. that is called on the Miners. And now the Gamecocks really in business. Ball inside now the 35-yard line all the way out to the 31-yard line. So well within field goal range here for Garrison Ripa, whose long came against Sam Houston along of 52. If they don't gain a yard here, this would be about from 47. Expect a heavy dose here of maybe some Cam Cook. Give goes to Cook. Cook is met right at the line of scrimmage. UTEP's going to have to start using some timeouts. Not electing to use a timeout now is Scotty Walden. So when this next snap comes, it'll be with a minute and change left. So maybe Walden electing to use those last 2 timeouts on the other side of this at 2nd and 3rd down. And you can expect the Gamecocks, they'll take this all the way down to 1, or at least should. Snap comes with 4 on the play clock. Some confusion there between Creel and Cook on whether or not Creel was going to give it or keep it. He ends up keeping it. No gain on the play, and UTEP does use their 2nd timeout here with 56 seconds to go.
Yeah, that was
UTEP
nearly a
second
fumble.
timeout of the half.
Whether Creel meant to
timeout.
hand it off or Cooks didn't know he was going to pull it. As you see it here, oh, it was a fumbled snap.
Yeah,
that just messed up the timing. Great job here by Caden, just pulling this and trying to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Could have been a disaster for Jack State, so they avoid disaster. 3rd and 7 here, Ed. UTEP does have 1 timeout remaining. This is one of those gray areas. Do you run the football here and line up for a field goal and force UTEP to take that final timeout, or you try and get the first down here on 3rd and 7 and throw the football, put the ball in the air?
Yeah, I think they have 2 viable options with Caden keeping it or handing it off to Cooks. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Cam Cooks with the ball right up the middle.
3rd and 7, here we go. UTEP one of the best on getting off the field on 3rd down. Instead, they'll throw the screen pass. It's incomplete. Tried to go the safe route to Caleb Coombs. I imagine you go the safe route there in order to for sure get the completion to keep the clock running and maybe an opportunity to pick up some yards after the catch in the 1st down, and neither of which happening here. Clock stops with 53 seconds. They don't get the 1st down, and now this is going to be a 45-yard field goal attempt for Garrison Ripa to take the lead for Jack State. It'll be Cade Bakke on the hold. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, and Ripa drills it. Silences this crowd as Jack State reclaims the lead by 3, 30-27 on the 45-yard field goal attempt by Garrison Ripa. Ice cold. One thing I will mention, the game clock actually didn't move on that play. Still reads 53 seconds. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who sees that. I actually think Charles Kelly, head coach for Jack State, is having a conversation right now with our officials on that exact point. We'll probably reset this to what, maybe 47 seconds? Nonetheless, pressure now turns to the UTEP offense once again, down by 3. Be maybe a little bit
the
under
game clock
50.
did not run on the previous play. Reset the game clock to 49 seconds, please.
49 seconds on the game clock.
Thank you.
So 49 seconds to go for UTEP. They did, because of that incomplete pass, they do remain, have 1 timeout remaining. Does Skylar Locklear have any more magic for this UTEP football team, who's looking to get their 3rd win of the season and keep bowl aspirations alive? Again, wind is blowing to the south end zone. So that's also what makes that kick by Ripa even more impressive. He actually ripped that through the uprights from 45 yards out against the wind. So the wind is at UTEP's back. Something to keep in mind is the kickoff hangs up in the air, but it'll land in the end zone for a touchback. Miners will have it at their own 25-yard line. Carlos Arreola has done some kicking for the Miners. His long is 42 yards. We've also seen Tanner Cragen kick for the Miners. His long is 38 yards. So UTEP's got to come up with some significant yardage to try and get in field goal range.
Yeah, have to get down, look for the chunk plays early. 2-minute offense is in full effect. It plays right into this high-tempo offense that Skylar Locklear is used to running.
I think you got to get at least to the 35-yard line, even to just line up for a field goal if you're UTEP. Locklear back to pass, has time, going to dump it to Emery. Emery's out of bounds at the 30-yard line, gain of 5 on the play. That play took 5 seconds off the game clock, 44 seconds and counting.
Gamecocks showing their 3-high jungle defense, almost like an umbrella type coverage, dropping 8.
Rushing 3, Locklear's got to step up, gets rid of it on the sideline. Ball was bobbled and not caught by Odom, and that one hurts. 39 seconds, that was an opportunity not only for the first down, but also continue to get some of these chunk plays, and just unable to hang on to it was Odom. So now 3rd and 5. Now you got to worry about getting the first down, but also UTEP starting to get in that zone where they got to start coming up with bigger chunk plays. Pressure comes, Locklear gets rid of it, and once again it goes through the hands of Odom. That was right at the sticks too. Kenny Odom's been one of the best receivers on this UTEP team throughout the season. 4 touchdown receptions, 42 receptions on the season, but 2 big drops there, and now a 4th and 5 for the Miners. This could be your ball game right here. Locklear looks to the sideline for the call, has it. A 4 wide receiver set here for UTEP. Motion man is Odom, and now you got a whistle, and UTEP is going to have to burn a timeout, and that is.
UTEP has called their final timeout of the game.
Don't get me wrong,
30
this
seconds
is an
timeout.
important down if you want to keep things alive, but that is an important timeout when you're down by 3 with 33 seconds left, and you need some 60 yards of offense here to get in field goal range, because what it does is it takes away the middle of the field.
Seconds. Right. 3-4. Thank you.
It almost seemed like Scotty Walden wasn't comfortable with the play that was called to warrant that timeout, Andy. Let's see what they have dialed up.
With 34 seconds here, I mean, maybe this is, I mean, it's 4th and 5, but maybe more than the 5 yards. Maybe this is the play where you could use the middle of the field and then get everyone down on the ball to spike it. Maybe a play that lasts around 20 seconds, and then you get 14 seconds on the game clock and need maybe another 10 or 15 yards to get in field goal range. Or we'll see if Locklear just elects to dump it down here and just get a new set of downs for the Miners to keep this alive. But that timeout, that certainly hurts those aspirations. So here we go, 4th and 5 for the Miners. 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Locklear back to pass. He's going to take a shot down the field to Willis. Willis guarded on the play, deflected. No penalty marker down on the ground. It is incomplete. And that is how this game is going to come to an end. Trevor Woods on the coverage for the Gamecocks was looking in the direction of Willis. Miners taking the shot there and unable to come down with it.
Yeah, Woods playing center field there as the free safety, getting back and makes a play on the ball to break that up. That is excellent play by Trevor Woods out of Katy, Texas.
Jack State, and you see Scotty Walden on the sideline. He actually wanted the penalty, not on Woods, but rather on the cornering coverage. That was Traquan Fagans. There was some contact, but I don't think enough to warrant the flag. And Jack State is going to come away with another close win here at Sun Bowl Stadium. It was Caden Creel and company getting in field goal range, and then Garrison Ripa with a 45-yard field goal, a go-ahead field goal to put the Gamecocks up 3. And they go on to win it with a defensive stand there at the end, 30-27, to improve to 6-3 overall. Remains unbeaten in conference play, and it certainly sets up a matchup next week that all eyes in Conference USA are going to be on, as Jack State will host Kennesaw State. Both of those teams unbeaten in conference play. Final thoughts from you, Ed?
I've just been really impressed with the way this Gamecock offense came out. Caden Creel, the redshirt sophomore, just with the way he was able to move this offense, the way he was able to use his arm and his legs, Andy, it was very impressive for me.
Yeah, no doubt about that. In the game, Caden Creel, 14 of 30. Didn't have a high completion percentage, but made him count when he did complete them. 181 yards through the air. The big 77-yard touchdown toss to Johnson. Creel also dialing up his own numbers. 16 carries, 134 yards in this one. Cam Cooks, once again, over the century mark. 19 carries, 127 yards, and a touchdown for Cook on the day as well. UTEP gave it all they had. Skylar Locklear and company able to come back and tie the game right here with the touchdown strike to Willis III. But then it was Creel on this big 30-yard scamper that got him inside field goal range, and Ripa, the go-ahead field goal right there from 45 yards out, was the difference. Certainly a great game here at Sun Bowl Stadium, and we were thrilled to bring it to you from all of our team here on ESPN+. Fred Stansberry and Paige Wood, I'm Andy Morgan, saying so long from Sun Bowl Stadium.